We are live, No Chill Live, episode 157. We back.
Wow.
We got Julian here. We got Bryan here.
Yeah.
We got Troy. Did you miss us? We missed you.
Yeah, we got a lot of blue and orange happening in here today. We got Julian repping his Knicks. They out here in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup. We've got Troy over here. Oh man, got that Mets cap on, repping heavy.
Is that a Juan Soto jersey? Where'd you get that?
already, wasted no time. Oh, man.
Welcome back, everyone, to No Chill Live. Make sure you like this video, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, everywhere, bro.
Exactly. We know y'all were missing us. We know where you were missing. Don't forget on the podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music. We are outside, and we are ready for the holidays. It's that time of year. Yes. We're gonna talk a little bit about Thanksgiving. We got Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the holidays coming up. It's the holiday season.
Oh shit. Will we be getting some Christmas carols from you, man? Will we be looking forward to that this year?
Listen, we might because last week I was in Vegas and we did karaoke. Okay. It was probably the most expensive karaoke I've ever done in my life. $150 per person per hour.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
What? I don't understand that. That's crazy.
Yeah. On not my company's dime, but a company's dime. And it was a great time though. It was a great time. Shout out to AWS, Amazon for all their money that they spent for that event last week.
Damn.
And shout out to everybody I had a good time with. Shout out to Cherish. She hooked me up. We had a really great time out there.
What does $150 karaoke include? Like, what do you get with that? Do you just get like a few songs? Like, that sounds crazy to me. I can't even.
So initially we had a group of maybe like 10, 12 people. And then the group just seemed to continue getting larger and larger as the night went on.
Okay.
I would say by the time I left around 1:30, there was like 20 people in the room. We had to move to a different room from the initial one we had. Big screen, mics, multiple speakers. The room we ended up in had like 4 or 5 mics, so people were getting up and like doing quartets and shit. Like it was legit. Some of those people were theater majors, music majors. They were throwing down.
Oh my god.
They were throwing down. It was impressive. I did sing.
Okay.
I did sing. I started off light though. I started with rap.
What did you rap?
Give Me the Loot.
Okay.
Notorious B.I.G. And then I switched it up. I changed the whole vibe on him, and I went with
R. Kelly.
No, I thought about it though. One of my staples though.
Diddy.
No, Ordinary People with John Legend.
Okay.
And then they started breaking out the Christmas songs. That's why I thought about this. And I had to do the Christmas song, Nat King Cole.
Oh man.
Yeah. One of my favorites. But it was a great time.
That's awesome, man. So you got a few songs in. Sounds like it was like Glee in Vegas or some shit like.
Oh, it was a turn up event. Like I said, there were some people that could really throw down. There was this one chick. She had range. I tried to get her to sing Whitney Houston, but she wouldn't do it. She was like it. Plus, it was later. We had been drinking and stuff. Her top range was starting to go. The same for me.
Her top range.
Went in Vegas, baby. Went in Vegas. But no, it was a really good time. Shout out to that whole team. They were really fun.
Damn, that's dope. That's dope. You know, it's been a few weeks since we've gone live. You know, last time we went live was before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let us know, guys, did you enjoy your Thanksgiving? It's the holidays, man. It's December. The year is almost over. It's crazy. Christmas is literally in 2 weeks, bro.
No, like literally 14 days away.
Shit, how was your Thanksgiving, though?
It was good. You know, I spent it with Natalie's family. Not quite the same as previous years.
Okay.
You know, the food selection was different.
Okay.
I did miss like some of the things that I usually get, like the potato salad, some mac and cheese, some collards, some some fried turkey, although we had turkey.
What did they have? Like,
so we had turkey. It was baked, and there was salad. Arroz con habichuelas and empanadas. The Latin classics.
okay.
The Latin classics. It was definitely really good though. Shout out to the Reyes household for hosting. And then had to drive down to North Carolina for my uncle's funeral, but that's where I got all the things I was missing. All the things I was missing.
Down south for Thanksgiving. That's dope.
Yeah,
you saw a lot of family down there?
I did. Family I haven't seen in like 20 years.
Wow.
It was obviously a sad occasion, but a joyous occasion. Anytime a family member is going up yonder and they're gonna celebrate with Jesus and have everlasting life, that sort of thing. It was a homegoing service for sure. Okay. For sure. But it wasn't just us. My uncle's like previous bishop, he came down from Newark and everything. He was very well loved by his church families.
Nice.
So it was good to celebrate his life with them.
Yeah, damn, man, that's a lot, man. That's a busy right before Vegas. That's
Tell
crazy.
me about it. It was nonstop. The last 10 days have been just pedal to the metal. Yeah, travel and of course, I get back off the plane and it's like 35 degrees in New Jersey, and I get sick immediately. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's been a long time, but we're happy to be back. Yeah. Thanksgiving for me was mad chill. My dad smoked a turkey. It was great, juicy. Ooh. My mom cooked a bunch of great food too. We had turkey, ham, mac and cheese, like green beans, like all types of shit. They baked pies. We had everything. We had wine. Jocelyn made some bomb-ass espresso martinis. We played some games. I passed out by 9:30 p.m.
9:30? Food coma hit you hard.
For real, yo. Oh, my God. I was cooked. Shanice had hit me up at like 8:30. She was in Pemberton, and I was just like, sorry, I'm like dozing off on the couch right now. But Thanksgiving was great. Definitely great to spend some time with some family. Moon Clarissa came down from Boston, chilled with us. We celebrated his birthday afterwards in the city, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was dope. Like, I love the holidays, so it's a great time. We're still ramping up to close out the year strong, but still making time to chill and have some time with our loved ones. Troy, how was your Thanksgiving, bro?
My Thanksgiving was cool. My mom was down in North Carolina, so it was kind of weird, like not spending Thanksgiving with her this year. Yeah. But every year she kind of alternates. She goes with like her fiance's family down there, and one of my grandmothers was in Delaware. My dad was in Atlantic City, so like it was just like usually I'm like running all around Monmouth County, but this time it was just like my fiance's parents' house in the morning, and then my other grandma's house in the for dinner. So it was kind of easy, but it felt a little weird not having like my mom there and stuff like that. But overall, great food, still being greater. It was great being around the rest of my family, and it was nice.
How is it for you with kind of splitting Thanksgiving? Because I know you've mentioned a couple times now for holidays, like usually you'll do something in the first part of the day with your fiance's family, and then evening you'll go see your family. This year, it was something that I was talking about with Nat a lot too, but it was hard to figure out. Like, I was like, I'm not about to drive almost 2 hours down to South Jersey after being up north. Like, it's too much travel for me. Yeah, so how do you usually, like, what's the timing for when you figure it out?
So, I mean, for us, luckily, everyone's like 20 minutes away, all in Monmouth County. So it's not like I'm driving 2 hours. I don't think I would do something like that. So it's kind of easy. It's like, okay, we go to your parents' house and my grandma lives 20 minutes away from you. So I just drive there. And we're at a point now, too, where we just tell everybody, don't wait on us. We'll get there when we get there, because it's just a lot less stressful. Because someone's like, oh, dinner's at 3. We're like, okay, we're not going to get there at 3. We already know that. We'll get there by 4 or 5. Don't wait for us to eat. We'll see you guys when we get there. We love you. Yeah. And once me and my fiance are on the same page, everyone else was kind of just like, okay, yeah, thanks for the heads up, and we kind of just do our own thing and make it work. Yeah,
that whole getting on the same page part, it took us a little while, because this was the first time I didn't spend it with my family.
Yeah, especially the first time, that would be tough for me.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled, but then the other things came up for going down to North Carolina. I was like, all right, it'll all work out.
Yeah, it balances out, unfortunately, that's a circumstance.
Yeah, I was super happy because last time we went live, man, like we were talking about Thanksgiving, we were anticipating Thanksgiving, but what we weren't anticipating was new music from fucking Kendrick Lamar, bro. He dropped GNX, a surprise album like right before Thanksgiving, man.
He
That was
did.
a big topic,
He
for me at Thanksgiving, me and my family. Kendrick Lamar is also going on tour with SZA next year, bro. He's going to be at MetLife in May. 2 dates. National tour. Actually, it's an international tour because I have a couple Toronto dates too. But yeah, man, Kendrick, bro, he dropped a new album. I heard it out the next week, pretty much at like multiple places, multiple songs going off heavy. I love it. I love it. Were you totally surprised when Kendrick dropped GNX a couple weeks ago?
I was surprised it dropped so soon. I know we had talked about, the aftermath of the rap beef of the decade and things like that, and when he was going to drop, considering the Super Bowl was coming up and things like that. But I was happy. I was happy. I will say it felt a little bit like that Untitled project that he put out before, where definitely there's some songs that like, all right, this one's going to hit. And then there were a few songs where it's like, I could have done without this. But I understand why it's there. I heard a lot about people changing the order of the album and it making more sense for them. I'm not going through all that. But I was pleasantly surprised. Always the production is top notch. The bars are there. It's just, some of the songs didn't quite hit for me, but other ones, like he started off the album strong with Whacked Out. Like I was like, oof, this is what he's starting with. I was looking for it to only go up from there. And of course, that's hard to do. But definitely a solid project, especially for a surprise project. No rollout or anything.
Yeah. No real rollout. He put Squabble Up on there, went number one. This album went number one.
Yeah.
Beat out Wicked soundtrack. People love Wicked, so that's a big feat.
Dude, TV Off was another one. TV Off is like viral. Everybody's using that for their different reels and things. Like there's a few songs that are like, this is going to play for a while.
TV Off goes off when you're out. I love Squabble Up. I love TV Off. Is probably my favorite song.
I agree.
I think I love Hey Now more than TV Off, man. I love Hey Now. Like,
really?
That shit is so dope. Yeah, I like Peekaboo too. I love the whole project, bro. Like, even the songs with SZA.
Kendrick stands over here. Kendrick stands over here.
Kendrick stands. He's the best rapper alive. That's all he's been proven in 2024.
This is true. This is true. It's undeniable.
We'll have
undeniable.
We'll have our 2024 recap episode next week, and we'll talk about our persons of the year. I think it's pretty obvious who my person of the year is going to be. I mean, I don't know about you, but Kendrick. I don't know how you can argue this. I feel like it's a perfect way to end 2024. I love the album. It's a fun album. It's a West Coast album. He worked with a lot of rappers I never heard of from LA.
True.
On these songs. And I love, that's why I love Hey Now, because whoever's on the end of that song, he kills it, man. I feel like all the guest verses are great. And the first day I was thinking, when I heard this project, man, is like, you hear the Mexican lady singing on a lot of these songs. I'm like, man, we saw him in Mexico City. We saw the crowd go crazy, all of his lyrics. This project in Mexico, bro, like, could you imagine him performing some of these songs out in Mexico?
Listen, any of these songs anywhere, I think, for people that are going to the tour, we've seen Kendrick a couple times, at least a couple times for each of us, and he never disappoints.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what we're in store for with the Super Bowl, and then with this tour right behind it. Like, it's going to be... Kendrick is going from owning the second half of 2024 to owning all of 2025 as well.
Yeah, Troy, what would you think about GNX, bro?
So I was out when it came out.
Okay.
So I was looking at the movies, and my phone was just blowing up. So I was like this close to like leaving the movie, and I was like, I gotta listen to this album. I felt like I was missing out. And then when I finally got home, I listened to it, and I'll be honest, the first time I heard it, it was like I wasn't really feeling it. But like every time I listened to it, I was like, you know what? Nah, I think it's just me. You gotta listen to it in the car, in the right environment and stuff. And every time I listen to it, it's gotten better and better. Yeah. And now I really like it. Still probably not my favorite work, but again, it's only been out for a month, maybe, if that. 3 weeks.
3 weeks, 2 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah, something like that. But it grows on me every time I listen to it. I really like it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It might be like my third or fourth in the list of Kendrick albums, but give it time.
Yeah,
we'll see.
For sure. Especially
We'll
hearing
see
it live too. Here, I'm sure like hearing it at like a stadium is gonna change my whole perception, because that happens to me a lot. Like hearing it, feeling the energy, and you're like, oh, it clicks, and you kind of just like you feel like you're a part of it. So I think that's gonna be a big factor as well for me.
Definitely. Yeah, like being out and hearing TV Off and Squabble Up and Peekaboo, like all being played. It feels great. I love it. It's fun. It's fun music. I love what he's saying too. Like, he drew the line in the sand, and this always takes me back to what Mos Def said earlier this year about Drake. And, when we had that conversation, I brought up Kendrick Lamar, and I was like, Kendrick is, to me, like, embodies a hip-hop artist who's able to kind of cross over, but still remain, like, hip-hop. And I feel like, with the Drake beef and the way Kendrick opens this album up, he's just like, fuck everybody. Like, if you're not on my side of things, then fuck you. You're what's wrong. You're like what's wrong with our culture, and we're like trying to have a rebirth of hip hop. And I think it's kind of beautiful. He said the party's over, and I feel like that theme going into next year. Seeing him go on tour with SZA, and when you think about Doechii potentially being on that tour too,
dude, Doechii is different. Doechii is real different. Did you guys see that Tiny Desk?
Yeah, I did.
I did. Incredible.
Dude,
I saw it like 5 times. I'm not even going to lie.
for like a rookie artist like this.
That's the thing. She's not a rookie, man. Troy saw her, a couple years ago?
Yeah, but for a debut album, that sort of thing, like she is dominating.
Yeah, she's holding on to her moment and capitalizing. Yeah. That's what you got to do, and I think people are starting to recognize that.
Really refreshing. She was just on Colbert.
Yeah, I saw that performance too. That was a really cool one.
She's a beast.
She really is. That's what I'm saying. She's been working. She's been working for years. So TDE, people criticize them for like holding their artists forever, but it's just like, okay, well now she gets the moment and you see her killing it. Like seeing her in that Tiny Desk. Like I appreciate execution like so well, and you could tell they're just in the zone. Her and the band, and you could tell they rehearsed this a billion times. They just hit all their marks, and it's just a real kind of complex type of thing. But it's so like beautiful. Like I'm like, damn, I feel like she is gonna be on that tour. Like she's gonna probably get a Grammy, and I feel like next year is, Kendrick is off TDE technically, but hey, he's still collaborating with them. And they still have his back.
It makes you think about like Ransom not being on TDE or leaving TDE. It makes you look at him even more of a kind of way. I think everybody was already looking at him like, you complaining you on like arguably the best label that there is for a rapper, and you can't seem to get any runway. And with what Doechii's doing, it looks like, maybe you a scrub. Maybe that's why they weren't putting your work out.
Man, no one knows who Ransom is except for like us.
Yeah, you got his name wrong. It's
Reason, whatever. Ransom, Reason, whatever. he need a reason to get back in the booth because this is terrible.
God. Reason, Logic, Ransom. Lil Wayne was mentioned on Wacced Murals, and he wasn't happy about it, bro. We've been talking about Wayne crying for months now about not getting the Super Bowl. Any chance we see him, he's complaining about that shit. Even at his own festival, he's talking about it. But it sounds like he heard Kendrick's shouting him out on the project, and he wasn't too happy about it. He had something to tweet about it, huh?
Yeah, he was mad. He said, man, what the fuck did I do? I just be chilling, and they still come for my head. He spelled come with a Kome. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. On me, love.
Oh man, are they poking the bear, man? Is Kendrick, asking for trouble with Lil Wayne? Because Joe Budden said he heard Wayne got right in the booth. Now, I don't know if I believe that. I don't see Wayne like getting into any type of rap beef directly with anyone at this point.
I would be surprised.
Do you think Wayne like feels the need to respond outside of this tweet? And do you think what Kendrick said was even a diss? Because what did he say? He said, used to bump the Carter 3. I had my rolling chain proud. Irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. So He's referencing
That's
Lil
not
Wayne
even a
Kanye.
diss. It's just saying like, I think my hard work let you down because I stole your shine, or the
Yeah.
shine that you thought you were supposed to get. I don't know. I'm so tired of this stuff with Wayne, and I hate it because I like Wayne. Like
Yeah.
I'm a Wayne fan, but I just don't want you inserting yourself into this conversation. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how much sympathy Wayne's getting from
He
the public.
cried for 3 months, and then he's mad that Kendrick said a line in a song that wasn't even a diss. He said, "I was a fan. I worked really hard to live up to the standard that you set, and now you sad."
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I hope Lil Wayne gets over this super bullshit. Snoop Dogg was on Drink Champs with Dr. Dre, and he seemed to have like talked about this. Let me see if I can get the actual clip. Let me see.
All right, if you're side sleeper, you're still out of
Oh
luck.
my
Your
God.
hips are bent at about 90 degrees.
No, this is the entire Drink Champs.
Oh no.
But let's just, during his Drink Champs interview alongside Dr. Dre, the Dog Father was asked about the backlash to the announcement that Kendrick Lamar will perform at the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, talking about like, Lil Wayne, since he's from New Orleans, not getting that opportunity. And Snoop Dogg said, what we need to think about is before Jay-Z got control of the Super Bowl, wasn't no niggas performing. He's creating a wave of artists that have an opportunity to perform. If you're a great artist, your time will come. He says, I was never crying about it or mad about it. When Drake called me and asked me to get his back, I was there for him. But I didn't feel like I was supposed to be there or in demand to be there. He was there with Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige back in the LA Super Bowl.
Whole squad.
And he said, this is a big event. People look at everything when they pick the person to perform. You should just be honored that hip hop is being able to be seen on that platform for all of us and not hate on the next man, but be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You think you agree with Snoop? Because I feel like he said that so well.
Snoop is a legend. And listen, there's a reason why any bag Snoop wants, everybody gives it to him. You see him endorsing any company possible, whether it's smokeless, whatever the fire pits or steak or anything that he wants to be on a commercial for. He's there. The Olympics, every single sport in the Olympics, they got this man up there fencing, skinny ass Snoop Dogg in a fencing outfit. Like, he can do whatever he wants because this is how he moves. He understands the business. He understands how to work the game. And he's a legend for many different reasons, and this is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone's sick of hearing Wayne cry about this. I don't know, who's even thinking about him, but hey, Lil Wayne wasn't the only person upset that Kendrick dropped an album because, Drake, he wasn't happy either, man. And, after this album dropped, man, like, I knew we were taking a break from going live, but I wanted to have an emergency live stream, bro, because Drake sued his own record label, man. And then he sued his record label twice, one for apparently using bots and, making it seem like the record Not Like Us was more popular than it was, to kind of like defame him. And then also, for defamation for claims in that song and then releasing that record. What do you think about Drake, man? Like, do you think he you think he can win these lawsuits? Or like, what's the real end game? Because it seems like him, obviously suing Kendrick in a rap beef is like really not hip hop, and then also suing your own label seems like almost career suicide. Since he's been a label darling, bragging about this contract he got a few years ago. Is there a path to win? I mean, you had some advice for him earlier, but like, what does he do now?
He's been doing the exact opposite of what I recommended. I told him, Drake, go disappear for 6 months, and he's like, no, I'm gonna drop 100 gigs worth of bullshit. I'm going to drop random songs that nobody cares about or listens to, and I'm going to file pre-action petitions against my company and Spotify. I think that this is crazy. I think that there's also bigger games at play. For a lot of people, it's like, oh, he's trying to sue his own company because of just this song. I think there's more than just this song at stake right now. I think whatever monster deals he's had with these companies, it's to the point where he's tired of that. He feels like maybe he's getting robbed. I don't know. Maybe there's money that's owed to him and that we're not privy of. Maybe they actually did do all these things that he's alleging, where they pumped up the ratings and stuff for Not Like Us and all these other songs and things like that. Maybe they did that. I mean, they do it for him and any other major artist. When they drop music, it's at the top of your playlist. It's inserted everywhere so that they can run up the numbers. So I wouldn't be surprised. But I think that this is a losing battle. He's definitely walking uphill right now.
Is he making things worse? Because everyone seems to agree that Kendrick won the rap battle, right? But is Drake making things worse with this? Because to me, it's just like, bro, we already know you lost. You're saying sassy shit on live streams about The Weeknd, Steve Lacy, like all these people. You know, he got a whole list of ops that it's just like, does. Bro, like you taking shots at Steve Lacy, you just look corny as fuck. He's balding now. He looks like he's aged like 5 years since his beef started.
Is he balding now?
Yeah, like I don't know. They show like a shot of his head down because he cut his braids off, you know. And it looked like he's balding. I don't know. From those still shots from the live stream, it does look like Drake is balding, but no bueno. I don't know, man. He's probably stressed out, but you know, no bueno. I feel like him following these lawsuits, it's just like really seems like a desperate move. Especially after talking all that shit in the rap beef. He's the one who made that song with the AI Tupac and Snoop Dogg and said, Kendrick, talk about how Drake dates young girls. Yeah, that'll get him. He did that. He
did ask for it. He did ask for it. He got everything that he asked for, and we said that at the time. We said, you sound really dumb when you had Tupac's voice and you told him to do this, and then he did exactly what you said and beat the shit out of you with it.
And then you cry about it like, oh, you're defaming me. Bro, you said do this. You're the one who brought up someone's wife. You're the one who kind of pushed this forward, saying, oh, drop. Oh, you're so scared. And then when he's dropping songs, now you want to sue. That's the lamest shit ever, man. I think Drake finally solidified himself as a pop star. Like, there's no more argument. This ain't hip hop no more, man. Like, how what could you say at this point? It's just like, bro, like he's a Canadian white boy, like Rick Ross called him. And I feel like you'll hear from my lawyers. Like, come on, bro. This is so sad.
I will say it looks really bad. It does look really bad. I think that if this wasn't so public and he was doing this behind closed doors, like working with lawyers and things like that, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation because nobody would be privy to this information, or only a select few in the industry. But because it's on Front Street, it looks way worse. And we know with hip hop, like everything is public opinion. Everything is what does the culture think? It's not about facts. We've seen that through this battle, if nothing else. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I want to know if it really goes to litigation. And I feel like at this point, you have to actually file the lawsuit. Yeah. Because everybody says you filed the lawsuit. So you might as well just do it.
I mean,
unless UMG comes out and says, hey, we've come to a settled agreement with Drake, and now he starts going on private jets and stuff like he did the first time he got a massive contract.
I mean, he has his own jet, right? Like, apparently, but who knows? He says he's in a slave deal. I don't know. I mean, you mentioned Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl. Drake's having another tour starting the day of the Super Bowl in Australia, man. Do you think he wants to do that? Because I don't think he does.
He sent him out the country. Kendrick sent him out of North America. He was like, listen, this whole continent right here is mine. You got to get the fuck out of here. Go to some other island, Australia.
Fucking send him down under,
22
bro.
Hours. Get on that plane.
He's going as far away from the fucking Super Bowl in America as that he can. Like, that's crazy. He got banished to Australia.
It's going to be the next day when he's watching the Super Bowl.
For real. He's not going to watch that shit, man. He's going to be so tight. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Troy, what do you think? Do you think this is like career suicide in rap with the lawsuits with Drake?
Yeah, I think so. I think going up against these record labels again, I think I usually take the side of the consumer compared, or the artist over these record labels, but at the same time, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I just don't think you have enough resources to do that. And I'm sure he's aware of that. He's probably going to maybe like take a buyout because, at this point too, like a lot of these companies might not give him another deal. He might have to go independent, which, could work with then. He's not going to have these bots who've probably helped him in the past help him now. So he may not get his same numbers and stuff. So yeah, I think he is kind of like blowing up his career and kind of just like taking his ball and going home.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, especially someone who has benefited so much from the machine. Yeah. Like, I feel like Drake, he's like that Sprite commercial. He's a machine. Like, that's who he is. Like, he's a chameleon. He needs to produce a lot of records, a lot of hits in order to stay relevant. He's not someone who just like Kendrick, who can go away for a couple years to come out with like a masterpiece that keeps him relevant for, years to come. Like, Drake has to keep producing. I feel like he killed his reputation. And I think people do look at him different. I think they do look at him different. We finally heard from Future and Metro Boomin. They were doing a GQ an interview with GQ magazine a couple of weeks ago, and they finally asked him about the beef. And Future was just like,
this was pretty fun.
He was like, there was a beef? I didn't even know there was a beef.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had nothing going on, and I never participated in rap battles, man. But then they asked him more specifically about the song Like That, and people getting upset. He's just like, I'm supposed to be the one who gets mad. I'm still confused about that. Nobody cares what I think. That's what's so fucked up about the shit, to the point where I'm so player that I ain't even said anything about how I feel about it. Mm-hmm. He's like, why is everyone mad when he was talking about me on my song? So y'all just forgot about me. I ain't a part of this big three. I'm no one on my own song, man. So he says, if I didn't get mad, nobody should have got mad. If I would have been really mad about it and made something out of it, then someone could have been like, oh, I can make something else about it. But he's like, I wasn't sensitive about this. I could have taken offense to this. So why is everyone else mad?
He's got a point. He's got a point. In all reality, though, I don't think Future gives a fuck. Like he's saying, like, I don't think he cares at all.
Yeah.
I think he's like, listen, I'm going to put out my music. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to make my money, pop my pills, and get bitches. And that's it. When it comes to the rap beef, nobody puts him in that conversation because he's not a lyricist. But when it comes to numbers, his impact on the culture for the last decade plus, like, it's kind of undeniable that he's up there.
Yeah. I think, like I said before, the big three seemed to be something that J. Cole started talking about and put himself into. And then said, forget I ever said that. But hey, we love Cole. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, Future, he's on Drake's op list, right? 50 Cent pulled out a whole list. He was on what? Big Boy's Neighborhood. And
50 out here snitching.
Is this snitching? I mean, this is like, I don't know who made this list. I saw it on Twitter like a while ago, but he printed it out, bro. Like
it's
a whole list of ops for Drake.
It's so funny.
I will say I was looking for my own name on this, but I'm glad. I don't want to be on Drake's radar.
Y'all are related. How are you going to be on his radar?
We are not related, but I don't know, maybe distantly. Who knows?
Dog, he has pretty much any and everybody on here. Absol, Adidas, ASAP, Busta, Charlemagne, Complex, Daylight, Dave Free, Donald Glover, Ebro, Elliot Wilson, Future, Jack Dorsey, SZA, TDE, The Alchemist, Grammy, pretty much every major organization for sports and music. YG, Tyler the Creator. This is like everybody. Kanye, Kendrick, Cudi, Bryan, Meg Thee Stallion, Metro, Omarion, Puff, Pusha, Rihanna, Ross, Rockefeller, Rory.
That's crazy.
Joe Budden, JPEG Mafia. Everybody's on here.
Damn. Do you think Drake ever recovers, or you think he's just gonna full on align with the white people? Because we see him, on this streamer's live stream. This guy, I don't know who he is. This gamer guy. But it seems like Drake is appealing to the other side of himself now.
I saw clips of that. It was so weird. I was like, you keep going on all these white platforms, but you never see him with anybody from our culture that he wants to be with so badly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's given up on that. Maybe he's just
You think?
I don't know. I mean, he's going to Australia. It seems like he's beefing with all the hip hop, his own label. We'll see. Let us know, guys. Do you think Drake can repair his image with hip hop, or just in general? Because I feel like now, I don't know. This has just been a really bad year for him.
It really has. I think for Drake, he needs to go back to the drawing board. Just disappear. Do what I've been asking you to do for the last 6 months. Just go away. Please, go away.
Yeah.
Go on tour. Get rid of social media. Disappear for like a year. And everyone will forget about all of this.
They won't. They're never going to forget it, Drake. We're going to keep talking about it, especially when Kendrick goes on tour next year with SZA
Nobody's
and Doechii.
talking about this.
We're all going to be dancing on Drake's grave for another year. Just go full pop. Like, give up on hip-hop. Give up on America. You'll be big in Australia and Europe and Canada, bro. You got all those territories, bro. It's fine. Cut off your braids. That's a good step.
He's going to go on an Asian tour like Ye did.
He's going to turn K-pop. Oh, man. Shout out to Drake.
Drake K-pop could be lit.
I still hope you drop that Party Next Door album. It seems really unlikely that he'll drop anything with these petitions and lawsuits going on with the label, but we'll see. Kendrick, Drake wasn't the only enemy, that had made news after the Kendrick album dropped, though, man. And Andrew Schulz, he took offense to some of the lines that Kendrick said. A lot of people were highlighting Schulz as the comedian that Kendrick may have been referencing when Kendrick was talking on the song Whacked Out Murals, when he raps, "Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman.
That's law." Do you have the audio for what he said? Because this shit was nasty.
What Schulz said?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I
that's
could
fair.
find it.
No, it's not that important. It's disgusting. Basically, Andrew Schulz, he said that he would make love to Kendrick and that there's nothing he could do about it. He said, quote, "Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. I would go so far as to say he couldn't stop most people on the planet from having sex with him. He's talking a lot of shit, but if it came down to it and I could put him on my lap, I would feed him a bottle."
It's weird. Really weird response,
Yeah. That was nasty. Saying that you would fuck another guy,
yeah,
and he would have to decide if it's consensual or not. This is really nasty stuff.
Andrew's been hanging out with Diddy too much, bro. Like
that,
what the fuck?
And if you know like history, it has nasty connotations with slavery. Like it's gross stuff. And then he doubled down talking about black culture. And said, "Listen, rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So we need to sit back and reflect. Listen, no one has respected women more than through art than rappers. So I could completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, you need to switch that shit up. How dare y'all keep saying our wives are annoying? Be more like us. Bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick." That's what he had to say.
Yes, fight racism with more racism.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a comedian, and comedians are going to say shit. And I feel like a lot of what Kendrick was talking about, like, I guess the main problem is, like, that shit's just not funny. Like, if a joke is funny, if it's good, then, I feel like people won't get super offended and upset about it. But, hey, I don't think Kendrick's even talking to Andrew Schulz on that record. He's talking to Shits and Gigs, like, because it was pretty much a clip from Shits and Gigs, the YouTubers, podcasters from England, the black guys who were, interviewing Andrew Schulz, and Andrew Schulz was making fun of black women and this other thing, and they were laughing. So Kendrick's not talking to him and telling him what to do. He's talking to the people in the room who didn't say something. So it's just like, I don't care what Andrew Schulz has to say in response to this, because I feel like Kendrick's not talking to him. He's just making reference to him. Obviously,
in many ways, he's talking to Charlamagne.
Yeah, that too. He's talking to Charlemagne too. That's a great call out because he came up with Charlemagne on the Brilliant Idiots podcast, and yeah, that's probably why he feels comfortable speaking on the Black community like this way because Andrew Schulz kind of got big being buddy with Charlemagne.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's who Kendrick's talking to because I feel like we may have all been in a position where like, someone says something that's a bit offensive and you're like the only Black person in the room. And it's just like, damn, like I've been in the position to be like, yo, like I don't fuck with that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get what Kendrick is saying. I really don't care what Andrew Schulz is saying. I feel like he's gonna try to piggyback off of this as much as he can. I mean, he's still a white guy at the end of the day. I mean, come on, Trump's gonna be the president again very soon.
And I'm sure he's going to have plenty in his arsenal when it comes to racist jokes. I completely agree. I think that there's levels to this shit. When it comes to comedians, you don't want to censor them because you want comedy to thrive. You want to hear jokes. Like a lot of people, including myself, like dark humor, but there's tactful ways to do it. And part of the art of comedy is knowing how to do it in a way that even if you're talking about somebody from that population, they think that shit's funny.
Yeah.
And Andrew Schulz, at times, he's really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
At times, he's really not. And I think that he's not the only one that this applies to. There was what the fuck was that name of the other comedian? I can't even remember him because the only reason we talked about him is because of Kill Tony. The same sort of thing. Yeah. So it's like this is going to happen more over the next 4 years. That is for damn sure. Everybody's going to feel emboldened now.
Yeah, people are going to feel emboldened for a lot of reasons, for a lot of things.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like, I love how Kendrick kind of like puts out a project and gets all these responses from everyone, gets everyone talking. He's actually saying something. You know what I mean?
He's saying something. And listen, just like we saw it before with this whole rap beef and people getting hands put on him and stuff like that, Andrew Schulz better have some security on him because you're not going to talk about a hip hop legend, the greatest rapper that is on the planet right now, and say that you're going to fuck him and that nobody could you can't talk about somebody like this and think nothing's going to happen to you.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I think that is gross as a weird response, but
nasty stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't play the audio because honestly, what the hell? Oh my God, that was strange. But shout out to Kendrick. When Drake drops a project, usually people kind of just talk about him going after Meg Thee Stallion or Rihanna or other women. I like that Kendrick actually takes a stance on like more societal things and gets conversations going, about where we're at as a society, and he kept it fun, because a lot of this shit is dark. But yeah, speaking of comedy, I did see Louis C.K.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me that.
At Comedy Cellar, bro. So he got a warm reception. So even the people who get canceled, if you're really good at what you do, you still get a certain level of respect.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I was reading, what did Diddy have for Thanksgiving? What was it, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
I don't remember. Some bullshit. It was not good though.
Yeah, man. And things seem to be getting worse for Diddy, bro. But he's not the only one, man. Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z is getting dragged into one of these Diddy civil suits. He's denying these allegations that he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old in the year 2000 with Sean Diddy Combs after the Video Music Awards. So a woman who alleges she was sexually assaulted by Sean Diddy Combs has amended her lawsuit to include allegations that she was also assaulted by Jay-Z at the same party. So the lawsuit was initially filed against Combs in October, but on Sunday, the woman added Sean Carter, the rapper and businessman known as Jay-Z, as the defendant in the civil lawsuit. So Jay-Z is the first celebrity to be accused of sexual assault along with Sean Combs. The young woman who is identified as Jane Doe, so we don't know who this lady is, says she was 13 years old at the time, when she was assaulted by Jay-Z and Diddy in an after party following the Video Music Awards in the year 2000. She alleged that she began to feel woozy after consuming a drink at the party and wandered in a nearby bedroom. The woman alleges Carter raped her first, followed by Combs. The woman says she hit Combs and ran out of the party, according to the amended lawsuit. Now, Jay-Z wasted no time in responding to these allegations.
None at all. He was really quick with it, and I appreciate that. I really do. I'm pulling it up here, but I think that it's kind of crazy that this is the first celebrity that's come out in this whole Diddy stuff. Now, we've heard that there were a number of celebrities that have been, seen on videos, pictures, blah, 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 at these different parties and things. But for this to be what comes out, it makes me wonder, like, is this an attack directly on Jay or is something else going on? I don't know. But the statement, if I could find the damn original thing. Do you have the original?
No.
Damn, I had it too.
You sent it in the chat. You could look on Instagram.
Yeah. Let me check there.
But let us know, guys. Do you guys believe these allegations against Jay-Z? He's denying them. I don't know. There's not enough evidence, I don't think, to go off of. We don't even know who this is. But, we have been talking about other celebrities being included in these Diddy cases.
Yeah. We really have. And again, I think this is crazy. So it seems like Jay wrote this himself, which I like. But he says, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a quote-unquote lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. He says, it made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomsoever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? He went on to say a number of other things, but he snapped in this response, said that this was not me. This is bullshit, and fuck what y'all talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually have a clip of giving a little bit more background information on the lawyer.
See the headline. What's really interesting is the backstory leading up to all of this. Jay-Z has been named as a defendant in a lawsuit claiming sexual assault of a 13-year-old back in the year 2000, 24 years ago. So here's the backstory from what I'm seeing. The lawyer who filed this lawsuit, his name is Tony Busby. Tony Busby is one of the most, if not the most successful lawyer in America. Deadass. Now, we heard a few weeks ago how Tony Busby, the lawyer, got sued. And somebody sued him in a California court. That person said, hey, I'm a celebrity. And this guy, Tony Busby, is blackmailing me and threatening me, saying that he's going to sue me. He's full of shit. It's all lies. So you court have to stop him. Tony Busby also said that after he got sued, private investigators have been reaching out to his former clients, his former employees, his current clients, trying to get any dirt on Tony Busby to try to get him to back down. Tony Busby has not identified who sued him in California. He hasn't identified who's been sending the private investigators to go after him. But he has been suggesting that it is somebody who he has threatened to sue and that he's going to turn up on and sue if they don't meet his demands. Now, Busby sued in California, private investigators combing through his whole life. What does he do? He names Jay-Z as a defendant. Why would he do that? Remember when I told you he's one of the most successful lawyers in America? That's no joke. And so he's ready. He got his big boy pants on. He said, you want to go? Let's go. It's up.
So, sounds like this guy is pretty serious. And it sounds like maybe there's been some background stuff going on, with some private investigators going, looking through his shit. So, I don't know what to believe. This is all very new.
I know, right?
There's not enough details for me to have a strong opinion on it. Like, even Jay-Z's statement, I mean, these statements, it's just like, of course you're always going to say someone's trying to blackmail you and all this stuff. I would say the biggest problem I have with Jay-Z's statement is him calling himself a young man. Like, come on, bro, let it go. You're not a young man. that's long gone, bro. Like,
Doug, my dad said that to me earlier today. I'm like, you should not really be using the word young to describe yourself. It was like, I get on the treadmill every day. I lift my weights. And I'm like, yeah, okay. That doesn't make you young. It's helping to keep you from getting old as quickly. But
shout out to Jimmy. Damn, that's impressive. He works out more than you, so I mean.
Listen, that's definitely true over the last 10 days.
Yeah,
not before that.
Okay, well, he's on a streak. That's funny, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I did see I did see people posting that Beyonce's mom liked to post talking about Jay-Z being accused of this. And I'm just like, damn, man. Like, first off, who the fuck is following Beyonce's mom's every move on Instagram? And secondly, it's just like old people, parents don't know what they be liking. Like, being a celebrity, like, do you think Beyonce had to talk to her mom after that? Like, okay, you need to hold off on the Instagram.
Dude, you and I just went through this week. So yes, I think her mom was on the phone with her trying to help her deactivate her account. Like,
don't make us send the PIs to your house, mom. Like,
oh my God, so crazy.
Oh God,
so crazy. So, what do you think about this for real? Like, you really think that Jay-Z could have done some nasty shit like this?
I don't know, but you know what's crazy to me is like seeing how many people are just so ready to believe this. Like I was talking to my mom and she was like, I don't know. She was like, I think Hollywood's weird. I'm like, okay, I believe Hollywood's weird, but it doesn't mean that this is true. And I see a lot of people in the comments and in Twitter, and they just running to believe this. I mean, I feel like people were waiting for a name to be dropped. And, I saw a post about Jay-Z and Beyonce even before this. Troy, like, what do you think about this? And are you surprised that so many people are ready to believe this?
No, I saw I think maybe it was maybe a few months ago, but someone was talking, some woman who's always spouting these crazy conspiracy theories, but she was like, Jay-Z's next. I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's happening finally. Like all these conspiracy theorist people are waiting for the downfall of Jay-Z, because he's nasty. Been the Illuminati stuff, all this stuff from back in the day. And I think those people are finally coming out to cheer this on.
People are just connecting any possible dots that they can.
Yep.
Like talking about his tours with Diddy and Kelly and all this other shit. Like, oh, why do you think Solange slapped him in the elevator? It wasn't just that he was cheating on Beyonce. Like this craziness. Like, I think it's nasty. You see these lawsuits all the time. They come out, people settle, or they don't. They disappear. They get disproven. Like whatever the case may be. But I find it really hard to believe that a 13-year-old was waiting outside of the awards and was able to get into some after party with all these celebrities, all the celebrities in the world. And then Jay was like, yeah, let me help Diddy rape you. Like, what are we talking about?
It was the year 2000, right? That was a long time. It was a different time. That stuff that unfortunately doesn't surprise me. You hear that happened to Kevin Spacey with 14-year-olds at these Hollywood parties. That is a thing that has happened. So that doesn't really surprise me. Not saying that he did it, but stuff like that does happen.
It has happened. Yeah. Like teenagers at parties happens a lot. More than, you'd want it to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not familiar with it, but it sounds so far-fetched to me.
Yeah. It sounds crazy. It's very dark. Obviously, I hope it's not true.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I was out. What was it, Thanksgiving Eve? I don't know, one of these nights. And, last night came on Keisha Cole and Diddy, and that song still goes off. I'm like, millennials don't give a fuck. I guess with R. Kelly, people don't play it as much as they used to. But even 5 years ago, people were playing R. Kelly a lot. But Diddy, it seems like his music still goes off, even though he's in jail, kind of waiting. What is the trial in May?
May.
I mean, it seems like everyone kind of assumes he's guilty, but his music, it lives on. And, now I do look at, Diddy and R. Kelly and Jay-Z's music all together a little bit differently now. Jay-Z and R. Kelly had 2 albums together, best of both worlds. Fiesta, come on.
I love Fiesta.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it's not true. I agree with you. I have no clue, but I would be so surprised. That would be. It's bad enough that Diddy's a sicko.
Yeah.
But Jay-Z too?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like anyone who's been close to Diddy, it looks, suspicious because it's not like, come on, if we knew Diddy was on some freaky, creepy shit for years, the people next to him had to have known too. And going to all his parties, going to those Rock Nation brunches, making all these toasts. Like, come on. Like, it's just, it looks fucked up.
I mean, but I also have to wonder, like, all right, so if Diddy was like that, Jay was like that, J-Lo was like that, Mary J was like that, like who else is around them that was like involved with this? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Let us know, guys. Do you believe that Jay-Z is, really a part of this thing? Do you think he did what they're alleging him to do? I don't know.
I hate that money can just make a lot of this shit disappear for specific individuals. But then for other individuals, it's like, yeah, let's throw their name in this lawsuit. Because, again, they say that there's all these different people that went to these parties. We haven't seen a single name yet except for Jay-Z's now. And it's been months.
Well,
I think that's weird. Except for the fact that I live in America and understand how they play these bullshit games.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's sketchy. But hopefully more details come out, because when someone does allege something serious like this, you want to know if it's true, especially publicly. I'm sure Beyonce's mom wants to know if it's true.
Jay, if this shit is not true, this dude, Tony Bisbee and whoever is defaming Jay, they're going to get buried with this shit. It's going to be crazy.
I don't know, man. All these lawsuits in hip hop, it's nuts. It's nuts. But yeah, I don't know. But there are more Diddy accusers out there, man. This one ex-security guard, he's going on CNN to tell his story. The man, he's suing anonymously.
This story is nuts.
He filed an amendment to his lawsuit because at first he said it happened in 2006. Now he's saying it happened in 2007.
Just changing dates.
Yeah, years. Happened a totally different year. But he said, he was working security at one of Diddy's parties in the Hamptons when, he drank something, started feeling woozy. And I think I got the audio. Let me try to play this.
Please do.
Hold on. Sorry. It's on TikTok.
Hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point
even the voice
later
modifier
night,
sound like it got
Sean
sugar
Combs
in there.
himself
Bro,
offered you a drink. This didn't come from
shadow.
staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late,
It's too late.
that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks. Sadly, Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point.
The diddler,
And
for real.
once I was in a helpless position and he was sure that he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of the situation.
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. And it goes on to say that he sodomized you.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful. And he was acting like it was nothing. And he seemed to be disconnected from it. It was abusive beyond belief.
This sounds crazy. This sounds awful. Do you believe this guy? And do you think we're going to keep hearing more people? Because I think this is just getting started, man. I mean, Diddy's a billionaire. I think he might lose everything if everyone just comes out the woodwork and starts suing him. I think anything could be believable, even something like this.
My thing is, so first, I know that there's real victims in this, or alleged victims, or whatever we're calling them, and I want to offer sympathy and empathy for them. But I do think that there's going to be plenty of people to come out of the woodwork, as you said, that are full of shit. This whole thing, like when I was reading the article, it sounded so strange to me and like made up in a way. Like, you're a bodyguard. Why are you drinking? Okay, you're a bodyguard who's given a drink, so you drink. You drink one time, the drink seems weird or whatever. So then you drink another one. And by this time you drink 2 drinks where you've been roofied, you're no longer able to do anything. But you're in a party. Somehow you get from the party to the SUV. And then if you're a bodyguard, I would assume that you're much larger than Diddy. He's not a big man. It's just, all of it seems far-fetched to me. I don't want to call this guy a liar. I don't know. Maybe this is what happened.
If it's true, then Diddy is wild as fuck. Like, that's crazy. Like, he's like, anybody he'll take advantage of. Like,
really?
Even a bald security guard, like, with glasses. Like, what the hell?
Who's massive. Or maybe he's just massive now and he wasn't that big before. I don't know.
Diddy was
Pause.
just like, oh, he's too thick. I can't stop myself. Diddy, listen, honestly, I don't want to put anything past Diddy.
And he's screaming, telling him to stop.
I mean, listen, Diddy had 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his house. Like, anything is believable. I don't want to just assume that this is a total lie, even because it's just like, I don't know what to believe anymore, man. I would say this seems pretty far-fetched, and it seems like he's just trying to get paid. But, I mean, if that happened to you, this is the time you decide to come forward. I don't know. Like, I don't even know. It's disturbing, though. It's
I don't know.
disturbing.
Yeah, because I agree with you. It's impossible to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's been abused in this way.
Bro, he acted like
Man,
Diddy was
woman,
just waiting in the shadows.
Yeah, like man, woman, or child, it's impossible to conceptually put yourself in that person's position. But for this guy, like, you were a bodyguard and you're telling me you said nothing for 20 years?
Yeah, and this just happened in an SUV in the middle of a party in the Hamptons, and no one said nothing.
But then the other weird thing and the inconsistency with this is why I'm like, yeah, this sounds like bullshit. Because first it's, oh, this happened in 2006. Then it's like, oh, no, it happened in 2007.
Yeah.
Then it's, oh, well, the victim never felt like he could be married because this happened to him and it was so traumatizing. Then it was, well, he actually was married and he could never come out and say that this happened to him, to his spouse. Like, there's just, like, what is your story? Yeah. What actually is it? And how many times are you going to change it before you, like, officially submit this to the courts? Like, it's just, it's nasty. Yeah. All of this stuff is nasty. Everything is disgusting.
Yeah. I agree. Everything is disgusting. I feel like Kendrick was saying that a lot throughout his album. And one rapper who actually stood up to Diddy, man, J. Cole. J. Cole stood up to Diddy years ago.
He did. He said, "You're not going to piss on me in a movie theater like you did to Drake. It won't happen."
That wasn't Diddy, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that did happen. But they ended up making up. But it's crazy. I was listening to shit, I've been listening to Friday Night Lights a
Yeah,
lot.
all of his
You know,
stuff is
Forest
back
Hills
up
Drive.
on digital streaming, man. Oh my God.
Bro. And
Taking me down memory lane.
Yeah, man. I love Cole, and you know he was always super relatable to me.
He was.
Especially when I was in college. And I did. I
That was
bought
the time.
I bought the podcast. I haven't listened to it yet, the Inevitable podcast, but I
Mhm.
want to give it a try.
Good.
It's $10. You know, I'm gonna go through it. I mean, it's pretty much just him talking about each of his projects coming up. Troy, have you listened to it at all?
Not yet, but I'm probably going to do it over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like over the holidays it'd be
Exactly.
good
I'm
kinda
thinking for the
series.
holiday break, it'll be a good time to listen to it.
And they're going to live stream the Madison Square Garden show. He's doing Forest Hills Drive for the 10-year anniversary.
Thank God, because those tickets, oh my goodness, disgusting.
Yeah.
Like the price is $600
Yeah.
for the nosebleeds.
Obstructed view,
Yeah.
600. I'm like, I'm good. If they fall below 300, I'm probably going to end up going, even
Yeah.
if it's last minute. But
'Cause
we'll see.
It's Tuesday?
It's a Monday. The 16th.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
December 16th, Madison Square Garden. J. Cole. I'm sure it's going to be a great occasion. I think J. Cole's apology looks better every day, especially since Drake is suing. It's just like, shit, let's just go back to the classics, guys. I think J. Cole's playing this so well. He's appealing to his fan base. You know, he's getting more candid, and he's reminding us why we love him so much, you know. I wish I could be at the Garden show. We'll see. Probably not. But if not, I'm gonna live stream it. I'm definitely gonna live stream it. But you know, we talked about Dreamville, where he made the apology, and he says 2025, man, Dreamville, it's gonna be the last one.
End of an era, man. I'm sad we never got to go.
Troy, you went though in the
Yeah,
past.
I
Are you gonna think about going to the last one?
I might, depending on the lineup and stuff. That would be nice to go pop out there again. I did have a good time.
Dude,
So
that,
just like, it's
that
so
lineup
big,
is going to be
close.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane. You know, especially because it's the last one. Whew.
You think he's able to book Kendrick to come on it? If it's in April, I don't know when the tour starts.
I
Is
thought
it
the
May?
tour starts in May, yeah.
I mean, I can see him. I can see him getting the TDE people for a day if he gets Kendrick, SZA, Doechii before they go on tour type of thing.
Yikes.
Yeah, you had SZA there. I think a few years ago, you had Schoolboy last year and stuff. So I know Dreamville and TD are pretty close. So
Yeah.
that'd be pretty nice.
I wonder why they're stopping.
It's probably expensive. Probably a lot to do each year, and it's getting like larger and larger. So it's probably just a lot.
I get that, but I wonder if this is like kind of the swan song. Like,
Maybe.
are they closing up shop? Like, I mean, Dreamville has been cool. It's had success for sure, but it hasn't done what I think they probably wanted it to do as a label and a crew and stuff. So, and if Cole is going to be retiring to a certain degree, maybe they shutting it down.
Yeah, go to TDE.
I don't know, but I'm gonna think about going. I'm gonna think about it. I know we have a lot going on
First week of
next
April.
year. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because I'm gonna go see Kendrick and SZA. I'm sure we all will end up going to that show together. It's gonna be great, a joyous occasion. But if they do go to, if they do perform at Dreamville, it make me want to go even more. I think Cole's doing some really cool shit. I hope he drops an album next year, probably off the back of this. Probably next summer we'll get some new Cole music. But I don't know, Troy. How much?
It's so annoying if we have to wait all the way till summer.
I know.
How much
It's
would
like,
you spend to go to the MSG show if it drops?
The J. Cole one?
Yeah.
200.
200 at most?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Damn.
Not around the holidays and stuff. I'm already spending a lot of money.
You know what? I
it's
feel
tough.
you on that. I feel you on
I've
that.
seen
'Cause
J. Cole before. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's a special show. I'm saying max 300 for me. Let us know, guys. Do you
I
like what
would
J.
agree.
Cole's doing?
300 including the fees and everything.
Of course.
But the problem for me is like the only way I'm going to be able to go is if I would have to take Nat. She would be upset if I went and I didn't take her.
What? Okay. Well, she could be upset.
Yeah. All right. Well, not for me.
What? That's crazy. I would go dolo to that show. If no one else wants to come, I would spend the money. I mean, I don't mind going to concerts by myself.
You, sir, are not engaged.
What does that mean? Like you held
That
hostage?
means everything. No, it's not that I'm held hostage, but I wouldn't feel right if I went by myself. I would want to experience it with her.
Okay.
And I don't want to spend $700 to experience J. Cole with her.
Well, you can split it. She can buy her own ticket. Like, you want to go, buy her own ticket.
That
like,
is
it's if you want to share this moment together, you make money.
You're right. You're right. You preaching right now. You preaching. Shit. Matter of fact, flip the tables. Babe, you need to buy us these tickets for
hell yeah, for
Christmas.
real. That could
Christmas,
be a Christmas
right?
gift.
Exactly.
You're not thinking big enough, bro.
You're right. No, you helped me. You helped me get there.
Oh my God.
Nat, if you listening.
That's a great Christmas gift, honestly. But
for real.
Hell, I would love to be there. I can't wait to listen to the podcast, man. I've been listening to the old music, and I love it. I love it, man. I love Cole. Yeah, finally some good news in hip hop. All the other drama and bullshit. He's doing positive things. Shout out to Cole. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Another man who's been on tour, and I think he did Dreamville before. What, the last year? Usher. Didn't he do Dreamville last year, or was that Roots Picnic? No, he did Roots Picnic. He didn't do Dreamville. But man, he's been on tour forever since the Super Bowl. It seems like he went back to Brooklyn, went back to Barclays, and he's at it again with the Cherries. And I feel like this is getting more and more gross. He even looked a bit disturbed from this latest Cherries.
He encourages this shit. He does not look disturbed. He is faking.
He learned from those parties.
Okay, you got it. Take two.
See, he's been real quiet about it.
Can't roller skate ever.
Take your time, man. Take your time. Whoa!
That man was a freak, though. He licked the cherry before he put it in his girl's mouth. He had a lot of faith in that arm rail, though.
Did they show the security guard in this video or not?
No.
I like the video of the security guard. He was disgusting.
Usher's face was great, though.
Oh my God.
He was like, okay.
Bro, Usher, you need to stop this. I hope they retire this bit from the tour. I'm glad I didn't go, because I'm not going to a concert to see some shit like this. I'm sorry.
It's not bad. It's pretty entertaining, honestly.
Like a Diddy party,
is.
yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. It's not even close. But I mean, what them dancers are doing on the stage now, that is probably like a Diddy party. They go crazy.
What do you think about this guy's move with the cherry? We talked about what we would do. I was like, I'm gonna block that shit out of here. I'm not gonna participate in it. I forgot your response, but what do you think about what this guy did? Would you want to do what he did?
I said I would take the cherry, or depending on the circumstance, I might let Usher put the cherry in her mouth, but not if it. There's the difference. Usher goes up to people that are even in the stands a little bit, so it's like he's reaching up and they're trying to get the cherry from him. There's other people that are on the floor, and that's when Usher starts dancing on them and shit, and it's nah, that's you crossing the line.
Oh, okay.
But it seems like something may have happened, because now it's to the point where he'll ask the partner, he'll ask the guy, "Oh, do you mind if I give her the cherry?" And the guy's like, No, I'll do it. And then he takes the cherry from Usher and then does it.
He asked for the man's
consent. So he's made it like a crowd. He's gotten the crowd involved.
Oh my God.
I think it's super entertaining though.
You like this?
It's entertaining. Usher is a world-class performer. Mm-hmm. One of the best concerts I've been to for sure.
Wow. See, I think he's a world-class performer, and you don't need the antics, man. This shit grosses me out. And yeah,
what's gross about that?
Well, if he dry humping your girlfriend and licking fruit and putting it in her mouth. We talked about Marion eating watermelons on stage. It was gross.
Listen.
I feel like I'm not here for that. I feel like I wish we had the video of the security guard's face when he was watching it, because he looked disturbed. He looked like he might need to go to therapy after seeing that shit. And to me, it's just I don't like that personally. I'm not here for that. I'm here to hear the bops. I'm here to see the dancers. That's sexy. I don't need to see the bum people fucking feeding each other, humping each other, in the crowd. I mean, I'm sure they're nice people, but I don't want to see that. Not on the big screen. I mean, I guess it's better than watching the Nets on there. You know, there's not a lot happening at Barclays.
The hate. Well,
I mean, the Knicks are losing right now.
Yeah,
so
I was
it's not
going to say,
looking good.
what happened?
Nah,
They were
they're
up
about
like
to lose.
10 the last time I looked.
That was a long time ago. Not going front. They lost this probably. And they had to really hit some big shots. Nope. Yeah, it's not. But yeah, I don't know. Let us know, guys. Were they doing too much at the Usher concert? I'm sure they spent a lot of money on those tickets. So I you know, have a good time. But also, like, I blame Usher for encouraging.
He did go a little too crazy. Like he had his whole weight on that arm rail. Like I'm saying, that's a lot of faith.
Oh my god,
that's a lot of faith. And the way he was bouncing on her, it looked like she was doing the fucking, not him.
Trading places. Shout out to Usher. He'll be on tour, I guess, for a lot longer. I mean, how many shows is he gonna do? Like,
he may never stop. He may never stop being on tour.
Yeah, he has a lot of cherries. I'll say that. But yeah, man. Speaking of, you know, weights and cherries and other shit, man. Fat Joe. He says Ozempic is the greatest invention ever.
We're going a completely different direction with the cherries.
Wow, I don't even want to know. But Fat Joe, man, he says Ozempic is the greatest invention ever. Yeah, man. Fat Joe, Joey Crack. He says Ozempic is it's like crackhead mode.
He looks great. Let's listen to him. He was on a Big Boy show, ironically.
Then all of a sudden, he's skinny as hell now, looking fly, size down. I be like, yo, you on that Ozempic? He's like, nah, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, I watch you work out 10 years straight. You couldn't get rid of the Chichos. Yeah. Now you got Chichos is gone, baby.
Hey, man. Like, yeah, I know some people that's just like, oh, no. I'm like, nah, stop it.
You know, but it's the greatest invention ever.
Yeah,
I'm telling you the truth. They're gonna maybe they'll steal my idea right here because your show's so big, but
or maybe I will.
They're gonna. So what it does is play with your brain, right? And it tells you you're not hungry. I'm sure they're gonna make that for like smoking cigarettes and liquor necks, like to where if you trying to kick smoking or you trying to kick liquor, it'll touch your brain and be like, nah, we don't want that. It's crazy.
Luigi.
Oh my God!
So he's promoting it heavy.
He is.
No pun intended.
At least he's being honest about it. Listen, I would much rather somebody be on Ozempic and come out and say, "Yeah, I'm taking Ozempic," than being like Melissa Ford. She recently announced that she did take Ozempic, but she's calling it peptides or some shit. And she started taking it a year ago, and when the team asked her about it, she was like, Ozempic, never, no, I do Pilates, blah blah blah. Like, and then a year later, here she comes. She's always lying though. But then you know, you got your other girl right here.
Ice Spice did not take Ozempic, bro.
Have you seen her?
Yeah, she's worked out. She
looks anorexic.
She does not look anorexic.
She looks disgusting now.
No, she does not look disgusting.
Everything that anyone could like about her in terms of her body is gone.
That's fucked up.
She lost it all.
You are really hating on
Absolutely.
Ice Spice for no
she
reason.
can't rap. She can't make music. And she could shake her ass to death. But now it's gone.
Nah, she can rap. She makes really good music. And she still looks great. She's in great shape. She's
still a very pretty girl.
She's got abs. A very pretty girl. Like, and yeah, she's young. She's like 24 years old, bro. Like, all you have to do is work it out.
Like, I just can't believe everybody shamed her into like going on Ozempic and losing all that weight.
She didn't go on Ozempic, and no one shamed her into doing anything. You're just making up lies.
I'm not. Everybody was talking about her when she was starting to get big.
No, nobody was. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
that was like in the news. Yeah,
it was.
Everybody was like, "Oh, she's starting to get fat," and then next thing you know, she was.
Bro,
like,
you living in an alternate reality. And she never was on Ozempic. She just started working out. Like, why you keep saying that?
You are caping for this girl.
You're making things up. Like, you're just totally making things up.
Listen,
like,
we get it.
It's true. Like,
we got her on the wall.
Yeah, she is on the wall. Shout out to Ice Spice. You know, she's super sweet. She looks great. But yeah, you can't just be saying people are on shit and they're not on it. Like, especially when they say
we don't know anything about that girl.
Like when they say I'm not taking this, like, it's very believable. Like,
okay,
you could work out and lose weight. Like, a lot of people don't know that because people are lazy pieces of shit.
That is true.
But you know, a lot of people can't fucking lose weight, and Ozempic is helping them. So shout out to everybody on it. You know, Lizzo's looking really thin. We saw her. Yeah. And SZA,
well, I don't know about thin.
Thinner. You know, she looks a lot different.
She does.
So shout out to her.
Lizzo's been like she disappeared from the spotlight after that whole allegation about her.
Oh yeah.
She completely disappeared, did her Ozempic, and now she popped up on a random stream, testing the market, seeing what people are saying.
She'll be back in 2025 for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a crazy time, man. You never know who's gonna pop next. You know, this one OnlyFans model, Sophie Rain, she said she made $43 million this past year on OnlyFans, man, and
crazy.
Nearly $5 million from one simp alone. $5 million. Could you imagine how much money you think someone has to have? How much disposable income do you need to trick off $5 million in 1 year to someone on OnlyFans?
For videos.
Do you believe these numbers?
I believe the numbers.
Really?
I do.
Wow.
Yeah, she's very popular. I feel like all these girls, like between the ages of like 18 to 24, are super popular on OnlyFans.
Really?
We saw it with Bad Bunny, Bad Baby. What's
Bad
that girl's
Bunny,
name?
Bad
Barbie. Yeah, whatever. The little bad girl.
Catch Me Outside.
Yes,
girl.
Catch Me Outside girl. She got like 20 million.
No.
In the first year, like they're getting crazy numbers on OnlyFans for not even doing anything.
Well, I don't know what she's doing, but you know.
I think this one, she just does like soft porn, like she's naked and that's it.
Down.
But then she says that, you know, she's a virgin and she's a Christian.
Do we have a video of that or no?
I do. I have her talking to Aiden Ross.
Getting like what did you think? Because I saw you make like a TikTok or two.
Oh, because I don't know, honestly. I didn't want people to, because I'm a virgin. Like, I didn't want people to think that that you hit, you know? It's just.
I get it. Okay, I get it.
It's like that started blowing up. I started getting worried for myself because then everyone was going to come at me.
Gotcha.
Saying I'm lying and stuff.
Okay, so you are a virgin.
Yes, I am.
All right. See, I believe you. The internet's probably not going to, but I believe you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, like, I get comments every day saying, like, how many bodies I have and stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm a virgin. And as soon as that came out, I'm, like, getting worried now that people aren't really going to believe me.
Yeah, I get you. So how many bodies do they think you have?
Anytime I hear him talk, I'm like, this dude is a complete idiot. Why do people listen to him?
I mean, he has a lot of money, too. I don't know. I don't know what the catch is, but, yeah, it's crazy. She says she's a Christian and a virgin. Do you believe that?
I believe she thinks she's a Christian, and I believe she might be a virgin.
What do you mean she thinks she's a Christian? What do you mean?
Dog, to me, if you're a Christian, then that means you believe the Bible. I don't think that at 20 years old, you would say, oh, let me go online and be naked and masturbate for money and sell my body for money. That's like directly against what you're supposed to be doing if you're a Christian. I just don't see the correlation there.
I mean, Jesus was cool with the hoes. Let's be real. Like, if you're a real Christian, you got to be down.
Jesus loved everyone. Absolutely. Is he okay with what everyone did? No.
I mean, but he's all forgiving, man. You know, Christianity's it's crazy like that. That's why a lot of people are Christians, because they do terrible things. It's like, oh, you just ask for forgiveness. It's all good. Mary Magdalene was a whore, and Jesus, Jesus, right? It was his girl, man. He'll do anything for her. So
what do you mean he would do any? Don't listen. Don't get mad at me talking shit about Ozempic with Ice Spice and then say Jesus would do anything for Mary Magdalene.
He would. What are you talking about? She was his bottom bitch, bro. Like, to be real.
Yo. Okay, I'm not engaging in this blasphemy.
How is that blasphemy? Right. Read the Bible, bro.
His bottom bitch.
Yes. What else are you supposed to call it? She was a prostitute.
Okay. Yeah, and she became a follower. She became righteous by following the teachings of Jesus. You can stop being a prostitute. This woman is still actively doing that.
She's 20 years old, bro. Like, she's a virgin and a Christian. I don't believe the virgin part. The Christian part, sure. Like,
wait, what?
I don't believe the virgin part. I don't think she's a virgin, but she's making headlines. I mean, who's gonna? She did say people are offering her 7-figure deals to take her virginity, like companies, like porn companies. Do you think
that's why she's so adamant about making sure that nobody thinks she's lost her virginity? She's like, I can't sell this if everybody thinks it's gone already.
Yeah, but she's saying she's not interested. I mean, I guess if these numbers are real, she's really making $40 million in a year from OnlyFans.
This is gross.
Why would you sell your virginity for only, a quarter of that? Like, it makes no sense. But hey, I don't understand any of this. And, we fucking talk about the contract fucking Juan Soto got. This is almost that. Like, he make like $45 million a year, and this is fucking right under that.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Pretty close.
Like, is this the future?
It might be. It's looking like it.
We've got a serious problem.
What?
OnlyFans is breaking society.
Oh my God. That's the problem with society for real?
No, I'm not saying that's the problem with society. I'm saying this is a problem in society.
Oh God, I don't think so.
You don't think it's a problem that girls are just going straight out of high school the second they turn 18 and then making millions of dollars selling pictures of themselves online?
No. I don't think that's like the regular person. I think these are fringe cases. But I do think it does encourage people to do so when, they make these headlines and stuff. But Sophie Rain, she talks against that. She's like, I don't want girls to think, oh, Sophie Rain is making this and I should do it too. She says, this career is not sunshine and rainbows 24/7. And if you don't make it big, it will not be worth it. Anyone who is doing it, I wish you all success, but please don't quit your jobs for this. So she's giving out caution.
So responsible of her.
Yeah.
After posting her tax, her W-4, her 1099. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so she's saying don't do this. It's not all great, which I can imagine. But damn, $40 million. I mean, it's hard to argue against that. Like, I don't know if I believe that. Some people have called her out and said they don't believe her. I didn't hear about her until this. So this is all news to me. But I can't imagine one person giving her $5 million within the year. That's crazy. That's the person who I want to talk to. Like, what the fuck?
We saw the clip of Bernice. She was like, oh, yeah, $7,500 just randomly off the string. Like, you think that's not happening with chicks like Sophie Rain all the time?
$5 million? That's a lot of money.
No, but you figure, let's say every day you send $500.
It takes a long time to get to $5 million from 500. A lot.
It does.
A whole lot. That's a lot of money.
It does.
It's fucking crazy.
Listen, she's saying she got to 40 million, so
we'll see.
I
guess we'll see. I don't know.
We'll
see if we believe her. We'll see if she sells her virginity.
I will say, I feel like if you make that much money in a year doing OnlyFans and all you're doing is like softcore stuff, why not just stop? If you're a Christian and all these other things that you say are true, you've clearly made enough money to provide for your family. Oh, I messed up the camera. You've made enough money to provide for your family, do all these other things. Why not stop?
So I'm trying to save these hoes, man. Like Jesus.
I'm just saying.
I mean, like, that's like asking a drug dealer to stop. That's like asking anyone who's making a crazy amount of money in a short term to stop. People don't learn their lesson, especially when they're young. Like, how are you going to tell a 20-year-old making $40 million, maybe you should think about stopping? Like, come on. I don't know either.
Maybe she sees nothing wrong with it, and her just giving that disclaimer is all bullshit.
I mean, I don't know. Like, let us know, guys. Do you believe that Sophie Rain made $43 million in OnlyFans?
This new Christianity is different. I mean, Ye is a supposed Christian. He had his girl Bianca walking around naked everywhere. Sophie Rain is Christian. She's walking around naked everywhere.
This is the new Christianity?
Apparently.
I mean, I don't want to make this the Christian podcast today, but yeah.
I hate it.
Man.
I hate it.
Let us know, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of any of that shit, but it's crazy. I feel like 2025, we're going to have a lot more stories like this. I can't wait to talk about it. But, one couple we talked about earlier this year and last year, they broke up. But Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pimpin, they're not together anymore. But Marcus, we talked about him sniffing coke in the summer. We know, you love Michael Jordan, and Marcus never was able to live up to his father, in his father's footsteps in the basketball sense. But it seems like he's trying to knock down all of his father's, contemporaries from his generation's ex-wives, because he went from Larsa Pippen to Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, bro. They found him cozying up with her in Miami over the weekend, bro. Do you think he's on a mission? Like, because I read this and I'm like, that man has a hit list, man. He has a MILF hit list, and
he's clearly
knocking them all down.
He's clearly got a type. And I gotta say, I'm not mad at him.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him. Like, listen, if he was doing this 20 years ago, he would be absolutely legend, sniper status. Like, everybody would be saying, nah, this dude is different.
When he was 13? Because he's 33 and she's 56.
Well, I'm saying if he was his age, 33, 20 years ago, then it would be like, wow, top of the line.
Yeah.
Same with Larsa. But now it's like, all right, you're getting everybody's like leftovers. Like, these are leftovers that have been out for 25 years.
Leftovers, man.
This is kind of crazy.
I mean, they wouldn't be
still
interested.
is good.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be interested in him, you know, if he was the same age as him. I feel like they're probably only interested in him because he's so much younger. I mean, he's not a bad-looking guy.
And the heir to $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, these women are used to being around money and a certain lifestyle. I'm sure that they have their own money at this point, you know. I'm sure Nicole Murphy has money from Eddie Murphy. And, I mean, she still looks good. Wasn't she, like, dating Michael Strahan for a while at a certain point?
I think so.
She's beautiful. Like, but what do you think about that age gap? And do you think that
23 years. She's 56.
23, just like his dad. Everything's a tribute. Do you I feel like Marcus Jordan like was probably like at like parties like when he was a kid and he saw all these guys' wives, and he was
fiending for him.
Yeah, he's been fiending for him since he was a kid. I feel like he's living out all his childhood dreams, bro. He's like, wait until I get the moment, and now he's going through it, man. Who's next, man? Jill Biden? I don't know.
Stop. No, he. It seems like his age range is like the 45 to 50 or 60 range. So I hopefully he gets this out of his system, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. It seems like he's having fun.
Yeah.
He should have never tried to pretend he was going to really wife up Larsa. That was stupid.
Were they ever like engaged or
Yeah,
no?
they got engaged. They got engaged, and that's when the whole shit happened where Jordan was asked like, are you going to support, are you excited about their coming marriage? And he was like, no.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Do you think, you know, Michael Jordan and Eddie Murphy, do they have a relationship? Do we know if they're cool?
I have no idea.
Do you know that? Do you know if Michael Jordan and Eddie Murphy are cool at all?
I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I know Eddie Murphy was obviously cool with Michael Jackson. But Eddie Murphy is I feel like they're both so reclusive. Like Michael Jordan and Eddie Murphy. And they were both ultra famous in like the 80s and 90s. They're kind of similar in that regard. And I feel like Marcus, he's like the Thanos of MILFs. Like, he's trying to collect all of the MILFs. Like,
listen, these pictures that they got together, though, Nicole she was putting in work. She was kikiing and all that. Like, saw something on his shirt, cleaned it off for him. Like, she was going in. She was in her bag.
She's in her mom bag, cleaning off his shirt. Doing his laundry.
She was in her bag.
Oh, man. Do you think he's into that? Like, that mommy thing. Do you think that's a part of him dating older women? Because that's what I get from it.
I don't know if it's the mom thing or if it's just like he likes cougars. Like there's a population that like they like older women like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the deal is with him and his mom. I don't know if he just saw Jordan like fucking around with too many light-skinned women while he was cheating on his wife. Like, I don't know what he saw, but clearly he has a thing for these like lighter skinned older women.
Yeah. Legacy right now. Who would you rather be, Bronny James or Marcus Jordan? Like,
Bronny James.
Really?
For sure.
Really? Why Bronny?
Well, Bronny's younger.
Okay.
To me, LeBron is a way better dad.
How do you know that? Like, why you say
that? Look at the success of his kids, like his family atmosphere. He hasn't had any crazy scandals. I just feel like LeBron gives off that vibe of like trying to be the cool dad, and actually being successful at that. Whereas Jordan comes off like I was on a one-track mindset the whole time that I was going through my career, and then it's like, my kids are fucked up now, but still they have money, they're cool.
I mean, when I look at Bronny James, when I look at LeBron, I feel like he's always trying to look like a good dad, but to me, that doesn't translate into actually being a good dad because I feel like it's more about making himself look good. Even with the Bronny situation, we talk about like him not being ready for the league, but LeBron just wanted to get his pictures with Bronny to be the first father and son duo. It was really more about LeBron than Bronny's career, in my opinion. And we kind of see that now. Bronny's a meme. Like every time I see a stat about, or a highlight of Bronny, it's something negative. He's become a punchline this year, and I would hope that he grows out of it.
I think he will.
But I don't know, man. Marcus Jordan, I feel like it was a blessing that he just was never good enough to ever be in the NBA, and that Michael Jordan never forced him to kind of be in the NBA, kind of like using his name. He kind of made him work for it. Now,
I don't think he had the opportunity to get forced.
Well, we don't.
There was no.
Michael Jordan owned the Wizards at one point. Let's be real. If he wanted to get his sons a job, he probably could have. But I feel like LeBron's the only person who would do something like that. And I don't think that means he's a good dad. But I feel like Marcus Jordan, okay, I have a little bit more respect for him, seeing him dating Nicole Murphy. Because she may be older than Larsa, but I mean, now I see what he's doing. Now.
Dog, I feel like he was doing this before. It was probably just not people that are celebrities as well. Like, I feel like it wasn't as scandalous because he maybe wasn't going after all his dad's buddies' wives. Like, I feel like that's why it probably wasn't as apparent. But you think he didn't use his fame and his dad's legacy and stuff when he was in college or through his 20s? Yeah, he went crazy.
Oh, man, I'm sure he went crazy.
I think he's just on a different level from a celebrity status point right now.
Yeah.
Plus, Jordan's just getting old.
Yeah.
Like, they need a new Jordan to talk about.
We're 33. Could you imagine dating a 56-year-old?
No, not right now.
What about you, Troy? Could you imagine that?
I don't think so. No, definitely not.
What about Nicole Murphy?
I gotta see what she looks like again.
Oh,
I don't know what she looks like.
You gotta look it up.
She looked good.
She looks really good. 56, I couldn't do that. I mean, that's like the age difference between me and my mom. But I did say I would date J-Lo, so she's the same age too. So maybe I would. Maybe if it's J-Lo or
picking and choosing.
Only like a couple, like maybe J-Lo or Nicole Murphy. But I couldn't never take that serious.
Dog, I'm sure there's a number of crazy looking 50-something-year-olds out there that are famous, that are not famous. Listen, there's too many different surgeries on the market right now. Way too many. Nicole,
56.
listen, her face looks right. She clearly got her breasts done, the abs, whatever they be doing to freeze the abs on there. She got that done as well. Listen, if you got the money, you can look right.
Yeah, I mean, she was a model, or maybe I don't know if she's still working and modeling now, but yeah. He's cracking all the baddies from the 90s. Maybe
cracking all the muffins.
Maybe Melissa Ford will be next. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh my God.
He got a whole list.
She couldn't. Because she would never live that down.
They
would, as it is, anytime she has a relationship, they ruin it in a week.
Yeah.
It's over because she can't seem to shut her fucking mouth. And then the next thing you know, they talk about it for 3 pods in a row, and then that guy's disappeared.
Yeah. What do you think? Didn't Larsa and Marcus have a podcast? I guess it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What's up with Amy and TJ? We haven't heard from them.
We haven't talked about them in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a few months.
Yeah, maybe that's for the best. Didn't they get a new job? I think they did get someone to pay them for newscast work.
I can't remember.
But yeah, I feel like having a podcast together, that could really ruin a relationship. I don't know how many episodes they got off, Larsa and Marcus, but maybe he'll start a new one with Nicole. Who knows? Oh my God. But yeah, being 33, dating a 56-year-old, I don't think I could do it for real. I really don't. But best of luck to him. Seems like he's having fun. Seems like she's having fun.
Oh shit.
What?
Amy and TJ, they recently on their podcast discussed marriage plans.
Oh wow. Okay. It's about to be official.
Yeah.
I mean,
they said it's not a matter of if, but when.
Ooh.
And Amy said she likes that. I appreciate that.
Oh.
But she also said that TJ told her that she could never propose to him.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
She is older than him. He had this episode. Maybe that's something she would do. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, of women proposing to men.
We did.
Yeah, I'd feel really uncomfortable if someone proposed to me, but hey, to each their own. But yeah, people were saying Kim Kardashian is trying to dress like Kanye's wife, Bianca Censori. At first I was like, maybe, I don't know, but they showed like a side-by-side comparison for fits all the way from like last year, and I'm like, that's crazy. She really trying to dress like her. I mean, we talk about Kanye's wife, Bianca Censori, like making headlines for, as you said, like dressing naked out, pretty much wearing nothing. But Kim is trying to take her look. Did you see these pictures? And
are they back together? Are they still not together?
They've been together. They never weren't together.
I thought Bianca and they broke up for a minute.
It was literally like for like 2 minutes on TMZ reported that she was going to divorce him, but then they popped up in Tokyo like hours later.
Got it.
I don't know what those sources were, but they've been together.
Fair enough. I mean, listen, Kim looks great.
Yeah.
But it is weird. We said for a long time that Bianca walking around like naked was weird, and I never really understood it. But she looked great, of course, and now Kim is doing the same thing. I think that maybe she wants her man back.
No,
it's not a call for her man back.
I think she wants her stylist back, maybe, because Kanye really helped her like get cool and dress better, and I feel like she's still being inspired by him. Do you think more people start dressing like this in 2025? You think this becomes more of a common thing?
I feel like it's already a common thing. So many times when you go out now, you see girls just with like jumpsuits on or like lingerie sets, and it's like, what are we doing? And this is what I'm talking about. We have problems. We have problems in the world today.
Bro, those are great problems, man. Those are my problems in life. Oh my God, those are the best. Those are the best problems to have. For real, we have real problems. We'll get to that later.
We do.
I didn't want to start with the dark news shit.
So we'll end with it and mellow out the pod.
So much has happened, though. We had a lot to catch up on, man. A whole lot. It's been crazy.
So tell me, you like this from Kim? Would you allow this in a relationship? Would you be like? Would you? All right. Let me rephrase. Not allow, because women can do whatever they want. But would you date a woman who dresses like this in public?
I don't know. Probably.
Like with the intention of actually being with them in a serious relationship.
Maybe. I'm not crazy like that. Like with you can't do this. I don't police, the way people dress. If anything, I probably encourage people to dress a little sluttier when I date them. I don't really care, but I feel like if I met someone and that's their style, like plenty of people, like especially like girls who go out and like fucking bushwick and shit, like they're just crazy, and I like it sometimes. If someone has a unique style, sure, but I don't know. I can't say until I'm in the situation. I'm not like, oh no, you have to dress like this or do that. Sometimes, if I like the way someone dresses, and I'm not really conservative that way. What about you? You draw a hard line?
I wouldn't say it's a hard line, but I'm not dating anybody that walks around naked. Like I'm not, because it's going to lead to too many problems. You're going to get cold and sick, first off. Second off, I'm going to have to fight too many times.
Why do you think you got to fight too many times?
Because guys have no self-control, and if they see a woman walking around naked, they're going to feel like it's time to touch something.
Oh my God. Like, I don't know about all that, but I mean, to me, those are different things. I don't.
Come on. Now.
I've never been in that situation where someone like grabbed someone I was out with because of the way that they were dressed. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I've never walked around with a girl that's naked.
I mean, you've walked around with girls who had like, provocative clothes on, especially in the summer.
Yes.
And it happens. It's a normal thing, as you said. So I don't know. I'm not like caught up on it like that.
I think that, no, it wouldn't happen for me. I agree with you. I'm not going to control what somebody wears.
You're just going to cry about it and be like, don't do that.
No, I'm not even going to consider somebody that would do that.
You're just going to
Because if you have no sense to wear, like, from what my perspective is socially acceptable clothing, even if you want to dress a little, show me some skin for sure. I want to see the legs. I want to see the cleavage. I want to see the lower back in the midriff, in the midsection. But there's levels to this.
Yeah. I mean, if you're dating a model, like, and that's just the industry that they work in, and that's just the norm, then that's fine. I'm not going to tell a model, don't dress like that. Because that's the only type of person I would think who would do this. Someone who works in like fashion and is in the industry and stuff like that. So it's different. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I don't know. Let us know, guys. Do you think Kim is biting off of Bianca? And do you think more people are going to be dressing or not dressing in 2025? Like, really? He fucking barely wears clothes.
Yeah, wearing knee-high boots with a bikini is nuts. I gotta say.
But hey,
but that's fashion.
Apparently it is. For real. It's crazy. But yeah, people are telling Kim Kardashian, man, you need, since you're trying to be a lawyer, man, you need to defend Luigi, bro. Like, people are really going after, trying to encourage her to defend. I'm like, please don't. That's like a bad idea. She did not pass the bar yet, but
she still hasn't passed it?
No, she's not a lawyer.
When is she gonna take this damn bar?
Just because Pete Davidson got that tattoo saying she's a lawyer a few years ago doesn't mean she's actually a lawyer. Just because she's been studying and wearing glasses and posting pictures of her supposedly studying doesn't mean she's a real lawyer.
She's been really quiet with her dating over the last year plus.
Well, they said that she's dating someone new now after Odell Beckham Jr. I didn't read. I just saw the headline, but yeah, bro. The United Healthcare CEO, another Bryan. He was dead,
Thompson.
bro.
Bryan with
Thompson.
an I.
Yeah, Bryan Thompson was shot dead in New York City. Was that last week?
Yeah.
Damn. Like, it's been crazy. This is one of the biggest news stories of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy to see someone shot right in the middle of Manhattan. And people were wondering, like, will they catch this guy? There was a manhunt all over the city trying to find the suspect. And, he wore a mask. He had a hoodie. They did find some surveillance footage of him, like, taking his mask down to flirt with a girl, I think, at a hostel he was staying at. And I was like, damn, if I were to ever commit a crime, that's exactly how they'd catch me. Like, 100%.
Everybody was making fun of him. They were like, classic Italian, always got to talk to a girl and get fucked up.
For real. But it seemed like he got away with it. I was like, whoever this guy is, he's probably out the country.
You would have thought. Because you figure they caught him a week later and he was only in like Western Pennsylvania. Yeah. He didn't make it far at all.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty far considering, leaving the biggest city in the country, like on a bicycle. And it's like, he got pretty far.
I mean, but they said they found the bike. Like, they found the bike over in Central Park. But then, he was caught in Pennsylvania. The young man is considered... I don't know why they call him a tech whiz. He went to UPenn for a bachelor's and master's computer science.
I think that's why they call him a tech whiz. And like the engineering shit he did, like, didn't he like 3D print the gun and everything?
Yeah, he did 3D print the gun. 26-year-old from Towson, Maryland. He apparently hated the medical community because of how it treated his sick relatives, and also he was someone who had to have back surgery as well. With 4 pins in his spine. So Tuesday, he was led to a Pennsylvania courthouse for extradition hearing, where he shouted, "It's extremely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of American people and the lived experience," when he talked about, what's been going on in the medical industry. He comes from a wealthy, well-known family in Maryland. And his cousin is actually in the state legislature as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, before he was arrested, there's a lot of mixed reactions. Some people were celebrating this. The CEO,
a lot of people.
Yeah, the CEO getting murdered in cold blood in not broad daylight, but in the middle of the freaking
middle of the day.
Like, it's crazy. Were you surprised that so many people lack sympathy? And do you understand that? Because a lot of people... I felt like we're kind of outspoken, like, the healthcare industry is shitty. They, allow so many people to die. I understand. Like, a lot of people were really confused on why people felt that way.
You know, I can understand to a certain degree because people want to lay blame on one person always.
Yeah.
For an industry problem, for in many ways a problem that the government is allowed to just consistently grow for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
But this is a bigger issue than one CEO. Now, the issue is that when you think about United Health and the CEO, the guy made like $10 million last year. Since the pandemic, United Health has been having increases in revenue year over year that are absolutely insane. And at the same time, they have the highest rejection rate when it comes to medical claims. And that's what people are pointing to when they say, look, you got what you deserved.
Yeah.
But with that said, you know, somebody lost their life. His family is without a father, a brother, a husband, all those different types of things. I think it's nasty. But this kid thought he had to take things into his own hands.
Yeah. And he did. He sure did.
He really did.
And yeah, he's 26 years old. I think a lot of people were kind of surprised when I first saw it. I thought this was like a professional like hit, like something, you know, with you know, maybe someone in another firm or maybe one of the board members, you know, had a problem with him, kind of like doing someone dirty with some stock shit. I didn't know, but it seemed like, no, this guy, I'm not sure if he did this, but, you know, it seems from all the evidence they have, you know, he was very opinionated. And damn, I have a video like just giving some more background on the suspect.
Insane updates today that may give us a little bit of insight on why Luigi assassinated the CEO. This man went on CNN and identified himself as a lifelong friend of Luigi. He said that Luigi's back was kind of misaligned after a surfing incident, that his lower vertebrae was almost half an inch off, which made him think that it was pinching a nerve in his back. Arching his back, looking up, or moving caused him an immense amount of pain, and he also said that he couldn't be physical with anyone because of his back pain. Dating and being physically intimate was just not an option for him. This x-ray was in his Twitter header, so a lot of people are assuming that this was his back x-ray and this is the part that was causing him so much pain. He loved going to the gym and rock climbing, but in 2022 he ended up having back surgery. For context, back surgery very rarely works on alleviating pain. When you have back pain, it's very frustrating and it's very hard to get rid of. Fast forward to this summer, that's when Luigi went completely radio silent on all of his friends and his family. Then a couple months later, everyone found him on TV as the suspect who shot the CEO. People are now speculating that his back pain and the fact that he had to deal with this on a daily basis led him to do what he did. The bigger question is, why did he shoot the United Healthcare CEO specifically? Let me know what you think in the comment section.
Yeah, I mean, you have back pain. Could you imagine being that frustrated? I mean, I know like back pain is like, you know, you have a problem with your back, like you can't move, you can't do shit.
It's the worst thing in the world. And my mom is dealing with it really badly right now. She's actually going to have this exact surgery, a spinal fusion.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So I listen, I get that piece, but I don't think that would make me decide to murder somebody.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I can't believe the fact that they're only charging him with second degree murder.
Yeah.
Because this is very clearly premeditated.
Yeah. I feel like more charges will come. I feel like that, but I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I mean, they said they've got him on 5 charges right now. But it's going to be a long drawn out thing. I just wonder how this is going to really work. According to the post that this guy had on Reddit, he said that he was having searing pain when he sat down, along with numbness in his bladder and groin and twitching in his legs.
Damn, that's crazy. And we do have a problem with healthcare in this country. You know, we talked about, you know, just the wealth gap widening over the next few years. And I know, you know, I talked about people, you know, being more desperate. And I think this is going to be a more commonplace thing.
I completely agree.
You know what I mean? And it's just like a lot of people feel desperate and no one's doing anything to, you know, stop the gun violence in this country. It's just like, okay, well, the violence is only going to increase and it's going to be more targeted to people who are benefiting from, you know, people suffering. I mean, I think obviously it's as you said, it's more complex than just one person.
Yeah.
But I think this is really kind of just more symbolic. I mean, you see you know, people just talking about, oh, this guy's attractive. Like, oh, look, he has abs. Like they're looking at like his Goodreads list and everything else. You know what I mean?
He read a lot of books.
Yeah, like he
read a
was
lot of books.
valedictorian. You know, he went to UPenn. He's obviously really smart. People said he was one of the nicest guys they ever met.
Yeah.
It's just like he's not like the usual like reclusive person who, you know, was antisocial.
Had a tough upbringing, was poor, like all this type of stuff.
This guy comes from a wealthy family, as you had mentioned. So,
I mean, you figure if somebody like this can be radicalized because of back problems, whatever's going on with the family, those types of things, reads a few Unabomber manifestos and things like that, like imagine what might happen to some other people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And I will say, I was telling people, in a messed up way, they should appreciate the fact that he did this now and didn't wait like 10 years until he was 30 something, had way longer to plan and really develop an idea of how he wanted to start to attack the system, similar to the way that the Unabomber did it, because he went for 20 years, 25 years doing it.
Yeah.
This could have been really crazy. And like you said, kid was valedictorian. He had a 3.5 from UPenn doing computer science. Like, he wasn't a dummy.
Clearly he's not. I mean, he did all this.
I mean, shit, he applied for the internships at my job. Luckily, he got rejected. But still.
Bro, he got caught at McDonald's, man. They snitched on him. You know, Burger King.
Some old guy. Some old white guy.
Does he get into, what, the $10K, the reward money?
No, apparently they're not trying to pay him. They're not trying to pay him.
Damn, and he still got to work at McDonald's. I mean, it was only like $10K. He would have to go to work anyway. But.
Still, though, I want my money.
Of course. That's crazy. And, you know, I mean, he does look like the guy in the videos that we saw.
I think so, too.
You know, I feel like his eyebrows are really distinct.
I think it's him. Plus, when I first saw the video, I didn't think it was a professional. Because from my perspective, if it's a professional, we would have never seen the camera. We would have never seen him on CCTV. He wouldn't have grabbed a city bike to get away. All these different things, like he would have never worn identifiable clothing where they were, I don't know, like the 700% went up on that jacket that he was wearing or whatever. Mad people were like, "Oh, this is a $300 such and such book bag." Like, everybody was able to tell you exactly what he was wearing. And that would have never happened if he was a professional.
And they started buying them too. It's weird. Like, this guy's an anti-capitalist, and now like the capitalist reaction is like, "Oh, let's buy."
Anti-capitalist software engineer that probably made $150K at least.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly he was you know, this is more symbolic. And the thing is, like, him coming from that background and, you know, doing this it makes it more significant in my opinion, because he didn't really kind of have to do any of this. So it just seems like a larger thing at play. We'll see what happens. There was a look-alike contest in the city. So it does, I don't know, it seems weird. Like, it does seem like a lot of people are getting behind him or making light of the murder itself.
You think he does time, or you think he gets away with it?
He does time, 100%. Even if for some reason he's not the person who did this, it really seems like he did. So
he's claiming it.
Yeah,
he's not doing anything to pretend like he didn't.
Well, not formally. Like, he's not. We don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't put it out.
Yeah,
they found his manifesto though.
Yeah, they did. And you know, what did he say? He wrote deny, defend, depose on the bullets.
Yeah.
It's very elaborate. So he definitely did this, you know, as, I don't know, he's making a point. And I feel like there's going to be more of instances like this to come. You know, I think, what did they hid the rest of their executives, United Health, like the information is not posted to public.
Not just
all
them,
the other
a bunch of companies did.
So now we're going to have more people in the shadows. You know what I mean? Like, the board members of these companies are already in the shadows. And I feel like we're going to get to a point where executives may have to be more in the shadows or just regularly have security, because I think these things are going to continue to happen. I don't know. Let us know, guys. Do you think Luigi is guilty? Are you surprised that people didn't have a lot of sympathy for the murder itself? Troy, were you surprised by people's reaction to this?
No, not at all. You know, I think if you're in that kind of position and you profit off of those choices you make, you know, you should be scared, and you should be, you know, have to be on your toes and be like, you're actively like profiting off of people's lives and stuff in the most vulnerable
Off of
moments.
death.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like, I don't really have sympathy. I understand why, you know, people don't like the loss of life, but I mean, I'm not going to cry about this guy. I think more people should be afraid, and maybe it'll give them more, you know, be like, hey, you know, we don't need this extra $10 million. We should be focusing about helping people. So I'm all for it.
I will say I don't think there will be any changes right now, but if there's a couple more bodies,
yeah, something's going to change.
we will see. We
Especially
will
with
see.
billionaires, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about when I said I feel like people are going to be like more desperate and revolutionary when you were talking about voting. I'm not talking about voting. Like, I'm talking about desperation. I'm talking about people just giving up.
Snapping,
Because he just pretty much gave up his life. Like,
for real, at 26 years old.
Yeah, for to do this. So I feel like that just, you know.
But that's like, you know, you talk about the revolution stuff. You talk about people giving up their lives. That's like when the Israel-Palestine war is going on, and you got people burning themselves alive to try to protest it.
Yeah.
Like that's not a light decision.
No, it's a real thing.
No pun intended. Like to set yourself on fire, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I mean, to do this, something snapped for him, where he felt this is the only way he could get his message across. I think that. We're going to see all types of documentaries about it.
Yeah.
They're going to, you know, glorify this guy and make him out to be this like rock star as a murderer.
Yeah. I mean, he's not the only rock star murderer, man. You know, another murder in New York, man. Daniel Penny found not guilty for his Subway chokehold killing of Jordan Neely.
Nasty.
Was this last year that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Penny, the 26-year-old Marine veteran, had pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. The judge dismissed the manslaughter charge on Friday after jurors said they could not come to a unanimous decision. The jury could only consider the negligent homicide charge if he was cleared of manslaughter. So, word of the verdict came after jurors deliberated for more than 20 hours. Penny appeared to smile as his attorneys hugged each other. We couldn't be more pleased that a jury of Danny's peers acquitted him of any wrongdoing. And now New Yorkers could take some comfort in knowing that we can continue to stand up for one another without sacrificing our rights and our freedoms. This is really gross. It seems like, it's just legal to choke people and kill them if they're homeless and black in New York. I mean, we saw this happen to Eric Garner in Staten Island, 10 years ago, by the police. Mm-hmm. So, you know, to have this happen from just a normal citizen, it's just okay. So everything that happened was legal with him choking someone for 6 minutes and nothing happens to him. It's gross.
It's insane. I couldn't believe it when I saw this.
Really?
And I'm surprised that there isn't more outrage, but thinking back to the rally in New York with Trump, you can understand why maybe New York is kind of quiet about this. I just 6 minutes he choked him.
Yeah.
And this is a trained killer. He's a Marine.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how, like, you can in any sort of conscience say that there's nothing he did wrong here. He killed someone.
Yeah.
Someone who was unarmed, did not attack anyone, did not harm anyone, didn't do anything other than act erratically.
Yeah, and he's a mentally ill person, apparently, which we see a lot of that on the subway. You know, it doesn't mean you go and choke them to death. That's scary that this is like the world that we live in and that people actually applaud and cheer for this.
It's tragic what has happened to this young man. Jordan Neely. It's tragic with regards to his family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his mom was killed when he was a child and put in a suitcase.
That's
terrible. Like, and then this happens to this young man.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what the recourse is for his family. Like where is the justice for him?
Yeah.
Because not even manslaughter?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how no law was broken when you kill someone.
Someone died here because of this man's actions.
Yeah.
You choked him for 6 minutes. Imagine if you're watching UFC and you see somebody in a ring. In the first second, they get the guy in a headlock, and then for the next 5 minutes, they just sit there in the headlock, and that man is dead.
Yeah.
That would never happen. Ever.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, in New York, it's okay.
On the subway, like public transportation, where, Eric Adams, spent billions of dollars to put more cops down there. They let this man just walk all free. Like, it took forever for them to even press charges against him. It's insane. But, it's pretty much, I do understand it because, like I said, man, what happened to Eric Gardner, what happened every day in America. Like, they kind of tell us.
George Floyd.
Who's able to.
Maybe if it was 2 minutes longer. Maybe if it was just 2 minutes longer, then they would have found him guilty of something.
Yeah.
But because it was only 6 minutes where he choked him to death, no.
It's gross, man. It's fucked up. It's just another day, and I feel like things like this kind of start to add up in society. They start reacting differently. So hopefully, I don't even know what to say. That shit is just terrible.
And then this dude and his lawyers went to a bar afterwards, and they're having drinks and celebrating.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of whether or not you were found guilty or not, you're acquitted. Okay, great. Go home, talk to your family, love on your family, celebrate at home. But you're out at a bar in New York celebrating after you killed somebody and then got away with it.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's white supremacy, man. That's just the reality of the United States of America. Troy, were you surprised at the verdict?
It's disgusting.
No, not really. It's unfortunate, but I don't think none of the stuff ever really surprises me. Unfortunately, I think we're kind of used to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Jordan Neely. Some good news in New York, though. Your team, the Mets, they signed Juan Soto, man, the biggest contract in sports history.
Yes, sir.
You got your Mets gear on today. You came ready, man. Are you excited? You got anything to say, man? You guys beat out the Yankees in the bidding war.
They did. I think this is a turn in the Mets story. Hopefully, we have an owner who is not afraid to spend money on these big players. Our previous owners were so cheap, and the Mets weren't really able to flourish. And now, we have Cohen, who's just spending out the money and beating out the Yankees. I think is a huge, huge thing that a lot of people aren't really I don't think that's ever happened where it's not like the Yankees that want this player. This was the Yankees player, and he chose the Mets over the Yankees, and he chose the money. It was only a $5 million difference too, so it's not like the Mets blew him out the water.
$5 million 1 year though. 1 year shorter.
Yeah,
$75
you
million
can opt out of 5.
signing bonus. 75.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Just a check, 75 mil.
Insane.
At 26 years old.
26. So I think the Mets are gonna have a good season. They're not done spending. They're still gonna go out, get some more pitching and stuff. So I think it's gonna be interesting watching this new era of the Mets over the next 5-10ish years. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. For sure.
I hope so too. I mean, listen, they came on at the second half of the season.
Yeah.
So hopefully, adding a player like this only makes them better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to the Mets. We'll see.
What are y'all doing? You let's say you hit the lottery for $75 million.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? What's your first thing on your mind?
Quitting my job.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! I'm
definitely
my job.
quitting the job.
Buying some property. Definitely going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna do a lot with 75 million.
I know, 75 million.
You guys will not see me for a long time.
This man's about to get 75 million and have to go right back to work.
He loves what he does.
He does.
He does. Come on. You get to play baseball. That's dope. You can play baseball till you're till what? 40?
40.
41. Yeah. It's the end of his contract. So, damn, that's dope. I'm not gonna hate too much. I don't even follow baseball. No, I did want him to stay on the Yankees, but he was a rental player. That's a risk you take when you make a trade for a player who their contract is expired. You don't know if they're gonna extend with you or not.
Hopefully, he's better for the Mets than he was for the Yankees in the playoffs. That's the main thing.
But he was pretty good for the playoffs.
I thought he choked in that World Series.
Aaron Judge.
Oh yeah, Judge didn't do anything.
Yeah, he didn't
the
do
whole
anything in
playoffs.
Yeah.
But come on, that's the MVP right there. Like still, the Dodgers were really good,
Yeah,
right?
they beat us too.
Come
But
on,
we put up a better fight. We did. It's okay.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad that they came to New York twice and won both series. I'm not big into baseball, so I don't hate on the Mets. But I do like the Yankees, of course, because they're the winners. Like the Mets are like the shitty franchise, but maybe we'll switch.
That's
now.
why we're turning the tides, baby.
We'll
the tides.
see.
We'll see.
I don't know. But I mean that's a great step. So shout out to him and the Mets. Hopefully you have a good season. Happy you're happy because I know the Jets are like really terrible.
I need this distraction.
Yeah, man. I watched some of the Cowboys game. I didn't see the ending, but I saw the ending on Twitter. How you lose the game on a block punt, you punt. I mean, you block the punt and you lose. I saw Michael Parsons started crying on the sidelines. He left the game early. He left the game early to go podcast. He needed to go tell his story.
When is Micah's contract up? I need to know.
He's still on his rookie deal. He's gonna get paid though.
Did he just get hurt during the game?
He got hurt?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought so.
His feelings were hurt. He was crying. He looked like he was in real pain.
Oh shit, you're right. He still is on the rookie contract. That's crazy.
Yeah. But who's not on their rookie contract, man? Stephen A. Smith.
I hope he rejects them and says, nah.
You a hater.
Come to Philly.
He's not. They always sign.
The way that man talks about Saquon, he's so thirsty to play with Saquon again. Pause.
Listen. No, they always sign the first extension with the team that drafted them. I mean, to not usually they don't opt out of that. But Stephen A. Smith, man, he's working out a new contract with ESPN, man. $120 million over 6 years. Stephen A. Smith seems like he's everywhere. We talk about his own personal podcast he's been doing and how we enjoy hearing from Stephen A. on different types of topics. So now they're saying, the new deal with Disney will allow him some more flexibility to pitch, non-sports ideas moving forward. So we'll see. I did see a post. Someone tweeted, they were like, you know what the Democrats need? They need their own Trump, man. Why not Stephen A. Smith? Do you think? You think Stephen A. can step into the political realm?
Maybe. I mean, I feel like I've seen him in sports way too long for me to be able to take him seriously. Especially because he's always so dramatic and extra and theatrical. I don't know if I could take him seriously in politics. And I think with my perspective, that's what I would want is a candidate I can really see as president, but maybe in today's world, that's not what we need.
We need Stephen A. Smith. It would be fun to see him debate Trump. He said he wanted to debate Trump. I would love to see that. But I would not want him to go into politics. But I am happy that he's getting paid by ESPN $20 million. I still feel like he's underpaid.
That's a
with
lot
everything
of money.
He does.
That's a lot of money, considering how many people over the last handful of years they've had to lay off and things like that. That little pay cut he took a couple years ago, it definitely turned out to pay dividends.
Yeah,
$20 million a year
for 6 years. I mean, I don't know. People make a lot of money in TV, and I feel like he works more than other people who make that kind of money.
True.
But for him, I think it's good. I think that's what he was asking for. He compared himself to Dak Prescott earlier this year, and now he brought in Shannon Sharp. He's obviously always trying to evolve. First Take, and he's stepped out of talking about sports as well. So I'm happy for Stephen A.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when you think about the fact that they gave Tom Brady $350.
Yeah.
For what, 10 years or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen A. getting what he's getting is a bit of a deal. Because Tom Brady, I got to say, he's still not that great.
No. And he
Romo's
only does
way better.
And he only does a few, he does what?
Select games, one a week.
One game a week. Stephen A. has 5 shows. He got to work every day, all year round. But, I'm sure he's happy with this deal. I mean, to be a journalist and come up to making that much money.
Oh my God, yeah.
But he's not the only one getting new deals, man. Gotta close out by shouting out Bill Belichick, bro. Bill Belichick, and this was totally surprising to me a little bit, but I didn't even know he was in negotiations. I know he was, you know, talking to teams in the NFL last year, and I thought some NFL team was going to hire him this year after all the chaos this season.
You and me both. I'm like, why do it now? Like, why not just wait literally another month and you're going to have any job you want pretty much?
Yeah.
There's so many bad teams in the league this year.
Yeah, I mean, but Bill Belichick, he said, fuck the NFL. I'm going to North Carolina, man. I'm going to coach the Tar Heels. You know, what's the contract, man? $30 million deal, three-year deal.
Yeah.
You know, I know some people are shocked at, you know, him going to college. He has no collegiate coaching experience, but you have to think about it. Like, there's a lot of young, hot, talented prospects in college, and his girlfriend's about to be 25. He needs a new one.
Yeah, he's on the Leo DiCaprio diet. Like, the second she turns 25, it's like, all right, time to upgrade or downgrade down to 20 years old.
Bro, Bill Belichick is going to be in all the dorm rooms. He's going to college for the girls.
Listen, those cheerleaders better watch out.
Yo, it's crazy. I don't know.
He's going to be competing with his players. It's going to be crazy.
It is going to be crazy. Do you think he's going to be successful in college? You love North Carolina, right? You're just down there. You love the Tar Heels.
I have to think that with Bill Belichick, like, he's still that guy. Regardless of whatever may have happened or not happened with the Patriots after Tom left, Bill Belichick still won 6 rings.
Yeah.
And I have to think that his skills are transferable to the college ranks. There's going to be a ton of players that are going to flood to UNC. And he's going to have to evaluate the talent.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to choose whoever he wants. He's going to get cream of the crop. Like, UNC could, in all actuality, be very competitive next year.
Yeah.
I could see it happening. To me, it's like the white version of Deion.
No, it's not.
No, it really is, because think about it. Deion, we know about Deion, primetime, charismatic. Everybody loves Deion. They want to be around him. They gravitate to him. Bill, he's the complete opposite. Nobody wants to be in a room with him. He is not charismatic. He's a robot when you talk to him. But from a football mind sense,
he's not the white Deion. They're very complete opposites.
That's why I'm saying he's the white Deion. They're complete opposites.
They're not. No, that's not what you say. Someone's the white version of something. When you say someone's the white version of someone, it's when they're similar.
No. I mean it the other way. I mean they're complete opposites.
Well, say that they're opposites. Don't say that they're the same, because they're not.
He's the anti-Deion.
There you go. That's it.
That's better?
No, I agree with that 100%. We'll see, though. His son is the Washington coach, so I hope that they get a game. Probably not, though, because the Washington's in Big Ten and UNC's in ACC.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went through so much today, guys. So many ups and downs, so many fun topics.
Oh, my God.
So many dark topics. And we still have so many topics to get through next week. Next week, we'll get through all of our favorite things of 2024. It'll be our last episode of the year, gearing up for 2025. We had a lot of great clips, a lot of great topics, a lot of great moments.
Yes, indeed.
So definitely can't wait to get through all those next week. But I think we did a pretty good job catching up over the last few weeks, all these big stories.
So much happened. Way too much happened. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us. 157 episodes. Let's go.
Yes, sir. We are that much closer to 1 million views on YouTube, man. That'll be a big accomplishment. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like this video, share it out, follow Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Twitter, Spotify, Twitch, everywhere, man. We're all over the place.
Everywhere you catch your live content. Thank you. For the first time listeners, last time listeners, it's been real. We'll catch you soon.
Yes, we love you all, and we'll be back next week. Peace.